This is Dice Goblins D&D. Welcome back to the table. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. As you may have noticed, most of the table isn't here. And that is because our friend Stubble is currently on their own adventure. And so, we begin. You met with Tara just as everyone else did. She opened the door to her house, and everybody started walking inside. But Stubble smells something delicious. She looks around, she tries to find the source, but by the time she does, the side of the mountain is closed. I need you to roll me a perception check.
18.
Where could that be coming from? You start walking around, it smells too good to pass up, and you don't see anything for a while. Until you realize that smell's coming from above you. Not in the mountains above you, in the clouds.
Mm.
What does Stella decide to do?
Stubbles is going to just make a leap up towards the clouds.
You jump straight up, and you come short, but you're a monk. You've got additional abilities. You could step of the wind to double your jump, but if you do so, you risk a rather heavy fall, should it just be
Mm.
a cloud.
Mm. I think I'm going to walk a little farther up before I decide to leap again. I don't want such a hard fall. And as I'm smelling the smell,
It smells
and
delicious, better than anything you've ever smelled.
I'm kind of feeling homesick, and I have my new companions. I'm missing them, but all in all, I'm by myself, and I just start talking to Maurice and telling Maurice how much I miss my siblings and the dinners we had together as we walk up this mountain even more, trying to decide how close I can get to these clouds and find out what that smell is. Mm.
You reach a higher point of the mountain, and you may jump again to give it another shot. And roll me in athletics with this one to really push it.
Okay. Oops. I need to find my paper. Sorry. 10.
Was that with your modifiers and all that?
Yep.
That was a 7 and an 8, and I rolled that shit with advantage. Uh, you you almost reach the cloud. Your hand hits the bottom of it, and a face peers over the edge as you see a man looking down at you as you begin to fall.
Little help.
Roll acrobatics, and I'm going to roll athletics for him to catch you.
I just without my modifiers and stuff, it's a nat 20.
Nice. Well, good thing you nat 20 because I'm not rolling hot at the start of this session. I was a 3 and a 6, and I rolled again with advantage. But he reaches his arm out. He doesn't get a hold of you, but you get his arm and you nearly pull him off the cloud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa, 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 whoa! He pulls you up, and you land flat on your back on a cloud, a literal cloud. There's food strewn about. She's like, "Are you trying to interrupt my dinner?"
It smells so delicious. I mean, it smells better than the food at home. I apologize for interrupting, but wow, it smells good. And this cloud,
It
wow,
does smell good.
this is a mmm.
You take a good look at him. He's a somewhat lanky but tall man with braided black hair, Asian features as you would recognize in the modern world, but he's sitting there cross-legged. Um, and you look around his hands, and it seems like there's a breeze constantly swirling around his wrists.
Hmm. What is that around your hands?
Why, it's
It's
wind. Same thing swirling around your hands.
it's delightful. It's a fresh. I don't know. It's like fresh air. I have wind.
As yes, as he mentions that, what's going on around his wrist looks like almost what happens when you use your cloud lance, except his doesn't seem to go away.
May I introduce myself?
You may, but I already know who you are.
Oh, but I don't know who you are. And this is Maurice.
Hmm.
As she points to her shoulder. How is it you know who I am? Please don't
I
eat
mean,
him.
why would I eat a familiar?
Okay. Ooh,
He
he went
turned
with the
from
wind.
he turned your familiar into a bird.
Wow, you have that power?
I can do a lot of things,
May I ask who you
but
are?
after dinner, sure.
And I'm invited to dinner.
Just only think pure thoughts, or you'll fall right through the cloud.
Mmm, this is so delightful.
Uh,
Clouds, a breeze, good food,
that's
nice
the life,
company.
isn't it?
Yes,
You sit there, and Stubble, leaving their friends for less than 30 minutes, is now sitting on a cloud eating dinner.
this is amazing. No, I can't stay a long time. I
Oh,
do have some companions that I need to
oh,
catch up to.
oh, I'm aware. I've been watching you guys try to get up the mountain, floating above,
Why just watch?
because it's more fun. It's a show.
Your entertainment?
I mean, I've got to find something else to do. I can only fly in the clouds. Watching people's
Oh.
about the most entertaining thing I'm allowed to do.
Mm.
Yep, I'm cursed. If I should ever set foot on land, I will die.
And why is that?
Because my sister's a cunt.
Oh, your sister.
I mean, I can demonstrate if you want. It's funny.
Not if she not if she's bad.
Not
You
bad.
s-
Just mean.
you you said delightful thoughts or I will fall through. I don't want to envision
Oh,
anything bad.
that only applies to you. I'm this cloud's master.
Okay.
He floats over to where like a spire peeks up a little bit through the clouds. Watch this. He touches the rock for a second. Uh, you hear a loud boom in the distance as something splits the sky, moving faster than you could even track with your eyes. And he stands up and he says, "Duck."
I do as told.
You duck. The clouds are split by an arrow bigger than a person. And he reaches out and goes, "And this is where it gets sporting."
Mercy, what is this?
He catches the arrow, and the cloud and him are shot back. He is dragged across the sky, with you being dragged with him, being on the cloud. You are miles away from where you first started. As he holds
Um,
an arrow the size of a person and goes, "Next time, give it your A game."
I didn't understand what you said.
He went and he says, "Ha! Next time, give it your A game." As he turns the arrow back and throws it, splitting the sky once more.
His sister? Are you throwing arrows at your sister?
He shot it at me.
You're on point.
And you look down, you are nowhere near the mountain anymore. You were dragged like dozens of miles away by him catching that arrow.
um, how fast can we get back to where I was?
It won't take long. Nimbus moves fast.
Okay. When can we partake in food? That's what brought me up
You've
here.
already been eating. Remember, he wouldn't
I've
even
been.
introduce himself before you guys ate.
That's true. Mm.
But I've been told to keep an eye on you from a mutual friend. My name's Quetz.
What?
Quetz.
West?
Quetz. Quetz.
And you know who I am. Are you a god?
No, I'm just an Aeon.
Wow. And why have you been watching me?
I mean, I've got wind hands. You've got wind hands. Tanazet hasn't explicitly told me, but I'm not stupid. I see where this is going.
I don't.
You like punching things. I like punching things. You like moving fast. I like moving fast.
Oh, so I see. Are we kind of
Uh,
related?
I haven't had children, so I'd assume not. And my sister definitely hasn't had children. Brother might have, though.
So what's the connection?
I'm an Aeon. You're a dreamer. At some point, you're gonna have to wake me up.
But aren't you awake now? I'm already talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either.
Do you mean wake you up in time of need?
Mm-hmm.
How would I call upon you?
Can't, because we're not bound yet.
Oh, I'm so confused.
If I knew how it worked, I'd tell you. But I'm kind of out of the loop with the other Aeon since I was banished.
Oh,
My sister's a cunt.
as you stated.
Well, as I proved.
Yes. You've got the life up here, though.
I do miss touching the ground, though.
Could you ride
Huh.
on my shoulders as I was touching it on the ground? You could be closer to Earth.
Yes, but should you fail to keep me lifted, we both die. Maramiko does not care about collateral damage.
Who?
My sister,
What was her name?
Maramiko.
And she's the opposite of you, I assume.
Oh, she's the Aeon of War. She fired that arrow
Mm.
from the Isle of Silence. I'm cursed so that should I ever touch the ground, she knows exactly where I am. And the bitch is always
Oh,
ready to attack.
that's some sibling.
Siblings.
So, if I had to get to the top of this mountain, could you take me and drop me off?
I could, but if you face what you're dealing with there alone, you'll probably die.
Yeah, you're right. I need my companions.
Speaking of which, look down.
Oh, that's a long way down.
Last time you checked, you were miles away from the mountain. He has already returned to the mountain.
That's a long way down, though. How
Here,
do we get back to the mountain? Oh, the wind.
I
But I
control the
didn't feel the
clouds.
wind.
Yes. because I bent it around us. I am a master of wind.
I think this is awesome. I'm glad you made delicious food and I met somebody.
Well,
Could I dream? I wonder if I could dream of you and wake you up.
I wouldn't know.
Who would tell me? Would Tonizette be able to tell me?
I'm very out of the loop when it comes to this whole Aeon business.
I'm out of the loop everywhere, even when half the time, and I'm told it. I don't mean to be, but I'm from the desert, and the whole cities and towns and stuff has all been new to me. And I went out to find, I guess I shouldn't tell you it all, but I went out to find myself. And now I'm a champion and I have friends. But I kind of did something. No, I'm not thinking negative. I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall.
Yeah, I know what it's like to be the odd man out. I'm an Aeon, but I'm banished from the place that we're supposed to protect and never allowed to touch the ground.
Because
I
of your sister.
literally cannot make friends because I'm always flying.
But I can leap.
Yes, but those thoughts that are plaguing your mind, you look down and your leg is like hanging below the cloud.
Woo! Good thoughts, good thoughts, good thoughts, good thoughts.
Give me a wisdom save to see how well you rein in your thoughts.
I can't find my paper. So. Sorry, I muted. 13.
Okay. You begin worried about falling, which is not a positive thought. Begin to slip through the crowd, only for a tail to wrap around your hand.
A tail. Oh, breathe. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Thank you.
Like,
Thank
happy
you.
thoughts quick, this hurts!
Oh, thank you.
He pulls you up, and the man who is standing before you is now a white-haired monkey.
What happened to your appearance?
I needed my tail to save your life.
So you can change form?
Yes, as all gods and aeons can.
Oh, you just taught me something new.
Actually, it was something you already knew. You saw Ifrit do it.
It is stubble, though.
Ugh. Well, if you'd like to see the top of the mountain, I can show you.
That would be nice, so I know where we're headed, kid. Will you
Um,
still take me back to my
yes,
compadres?
I could take you back. I don't plan on keeping you up here forever. That's my curse.
Oh.
Uh, he floats above the mountain, and the top of the mountain, what you see at the very top is what looks to be a massive dragon skull. Big enough that I'm trying to think of a comparison that isn't a modern one. When you're looking for a size comparison and you don't know what to say, I hear you, fellas. Bigger than like a two-story house. Like everybody could easily fit inside. And all around it seems to be this black substance that is all the trees and all the snow is gone. You don't see any life at the top of the mountain. You see lots of dead drakes, and you see it creeps down the mountain. Oh, that's bad.
What is that?
He brings the cloud lower to it. Let's find out. Ah! Well, that hurt.
Is it hot? Is it cold? Does it bite?
Well, it definitely corrupts as the tip of his finger starts to go black as the substance starts creeping on his arm, and he just goes, "And I'm not having any of that."
Oh, do I start falling through the cloud because I had a negative thought?
Yes, you start falling through the clouds. He has to chop off his own finger.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it okay?
Uh, he
Hey, I
grabs
got
you.
something.
Don't go dying now. I'll be fine. I can recover.
Hmm.
Let's get
This
you
is
away from this. Uh, he quickly flies the Nimbus to a different mountain nearby. Because remember, you're in a mountain range. There's multiple peaks. This is
right.
just the highest one. And sets you down as he's just like, well, that hurt. Don't touch that stuff.
I wonder what it is. We have to go up this way.
Oof. Smells like death. He's taking the loss of his finger rather nonchalantly.
I say so. Is there a way we can figure out what this is?
1 second. His hand begins to glow green, and he. There we go.
Mm.
Once you've had enough people come after the monkeys, Paul, you learn how to get them back.
Is there a way we can figure out what this substance is and why it's up here? We have to come up here, me and my companions.
Well, wouldn't recommend touching it.
I
Uh,
see.
Give me a perception check as you guys are somewhat just lulling about. And this is going to be with disadvantage because you're looking very far away.
Okay, hold on. 14, 15, 16, 19.
That was with disadvantage?
Oh, no, I got to roll again. Hold on. 17.
Um, you look around and you see there is a dragonborn flying around the top of the mountain, riding a white drake. It's a silver dragonborn. Or not silver, platinum. That's actually an important distinction in dragons. Sorry, I know you're writing notes, and I just made you have to do that.
That's all right. Should we talk to that person?
Well, we can try, but how about first you calm down a little bit? You can't
Yeah,
ride the
you've said
Nimbus if you don't calm down.
yes, you've
Uh,
twice
he
now.
he moves the Nimbus above him and somewhat glides down to where you are. You look down and there's wind circling his feet where he is not touching the ground.
Nice.
As he's sitting there with his hands in his pocket, he's just like, "Well, we've got a conundrum."
Should we wave the dragonborn down?
Well, okay. He moves his hand like this, and a huge gust of wind pushes her towards your direction, nearly taking her out of the sky.
Oh, we apologize. Hello there.
I need to roll a saving throw for her to see if she can somehow fucking land this.
Okay.
But the White Dragonborn manages to salvage her landing with her Drake, landing and skidding. And she's like, "What the hell was that? Hello? What the?
We apologize.
I don't.
I do.
Well, who's we? What? Where'd you come from? Yeah, we're all right. As she, the way she seems to be communicating with her Drake is very familiar, as this looks like one of the white drakes from Marcius's village. Which, through context clues, you could probably figure out that that makes her one of the dragon bonded.
Mm. I am Stubble, and this is my Ion friend, Aeon friend. He's my wind friend.
Yeah, I'm here. She said to wave you down, so I did. That was you that almost killed me? Yeah, you don't have to make a big deal out of it.
I apologize, but I need some answers if you are willing to help.
I don't even know who you are. What are you doing in the Redback Mountains?
We are on a mission, my companions and I.
A mission to what? You can roll history to remember to see if Stubble has the brain cells to remember the mission.
Oh, hold on, I lost my dice. 16.
You're here looking for a white dragonborn named Arataki, and you heard he went up the mountain.
We're here looking for a dragon named Aratagi.
The chief?
Yes.
I must apologize. I was a little shook from the tornado that nearly ripped me out of the sky. I am Issa, Platinum Dragonborn. You may also roll
Isa.
history on that because you've heard that name twice already.
Yeah, I was going to say. I got to move my dice. Hold on. It's underneath my computer. It's. I got to re-roll it because I can't get to it and I don't know what it says. 16.
Marcius has mentioned the name Issa several times as his best friend.
We know Marcius.
Oh, is he all right back at the village?
Yes,
Deception. He's not back at the village. He's with you.
that's right.
If that was not intentional, I will let you correct it. But if it was
19.
intentional, she doesn't catch that. Ah, good. Then he's still safe. Things are so dangerous up here. I was afraid we'd lose him too.
That's why I flagged you down. What is this goo? My companions and I have to come up this way, and there's this black stuff.
It started coming a few days ago. The barrier went down around the mall, the Dragon's Mall, and we came to investigate. We haven't figured out the source of this poison, but we've lost many of the dragon bonded to it.
Is that where
It's
everybody has disappeared to?
it's not just corrupting those it touches, it consumes them and takes them over. and they
takes them
arise
over.
as these wild, untamable creatures with no sense of logic or reason. They simply attack.
Mm.
Last I
How
saw Arataki, he was holding back the corruption by the Yanti village.
mm. Is it possible that if my friends and I come this way, that we could rebuild the barrier?
Um,
Is
that is something I cannot answer. The only people who know how the barrier works are Arataki and Orin.
how do I find these?
Well, Orin is a god, so you'll have to figure that out. Arataki, as I said, is by the Yanti village. He sent me ahead to scout to see if there was any break in the infection. I have found none.
So my best bet would to be to find him and then find my compadres.
I can only assure you that wherever he is, it is incredibly dangerous.
Oh my goodness.
Was that an in character? Oh my goodness.
Yes. And out of character.
Oh, it's almost like I set you up on a dangerous mountain.
Yeah. It's
You
black
want to go
poisonous
back to
infectious ooze.
politics?
No.
The politics is fun, though.
I need to figure out my strategy.
Uh, the only thing that we have found to help is it is kept at bay by fire. It cannot be pushed back, but if burned quickly enough, it temporarily stops the effects of the infection. But should you come in contact with it, nothing good can come. Uh,
Is is there a path to avoid it?
Not that we have found. That is why we have. That's why the other Dragon Bonded have stopped at the Yanti village as well. That is the last safe spot for us. Although I doubt it would be very safe for an outsider.
Why?
The
Even if we're willing
Yanti,
to help?
the Yanti are not a welcoming people, and their version of not welcoming is a lot more venomous
Venomous.
than Hundor.
Condor.
That's the village you came from.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, quite a conundrum.
She looks at her dragon. And your Aeon's just been standing there this whole time, just like, huh, that sucks.
Yeah, you're safe in the clouds.
I mean, yeah, technically, I was only coming here to drift about. I don't pay a lot of attention where my cloud goes. Carried
Question.
by the wind, so it would be.
Is there a way to ride your wind, me and my companions, if need be?
I doubt all of your companions are pure enough of heart to not die.
Mm,
As you think to Canaan and Ecclesia and Ovar,
yeah, I
you're all
was
might.
thinking more Canaan. Canaan has dark. I do not need to think negative thoughts, but
Hmm,
wow.
you mortals
I
can't help it.
appreciate your help.
Well,
Please be careful.
luckily I also have the ability to fly, although not on my own. And she sits back atop her drake, which is much bigger than the one that Marcius currently has. This one is like this. the size of a full like bus. Like this is a big dragon.
Is there more dragons available that we could ride to stay away from the ooze?
You are not a bonded knight. No.
Um,
We take our job seriously, and not just anyone could ride one of the children of the White Drake or White Dragon.
I'm just learning.
Yeah, stop holding it against people that they don't know stuff that you know. That's rude. And you have barely spoken since we were here because I'm not interested in you.
Wow.
Excuse me? Yeah, I'm not interested in you.
What did you just do?
He started taking an attitude.
You have lots of power.
We're near the top of the mountain where the wind flows freely. I'm at my strongest here.
No.
You'll not find me underground. Mostly
No,
because
I
if I
say
touch
not.
any of the walls in any direction underground, I probably die.
Mm.
Well, it sounds like you have quite a problem on your hands. A mountain you cannot touch and a person you cannot find in a village that does not welcome you. I
I
do
wonder
wonder.
how, yeah, I do too. I wonder how this village could become welcoming. Is there somebody we could talk to?
I can't enter the village. I don't know anyone.
Oh, that's right. You don't have friends.
No. You don't have to call me out like that, though. It's okay when I say it because it's self deprecating, but it hurts when someone else does.
But I'm your friend. You have a friend in me. We both have wind, and you've been very kind.
Just watched him flick away somebody. You get the feeling that this is a very fickle man.
Mhm. I wonder. I wonder. You have the power of the wind. I have some wind. If maybe, when after I meet my companions, since fire slows this down, that we could use fire with them and use our wind and stop this.
Well, once I deposit you, I'm probably just going to let myself float away. This is an issue for mortals.
But aren't you willing to help?
Eh, it's too much effort.
It would give you something else to do.
Yeah, except I don't get to bask in the rewards. I don't get to go to the feasts. I don't get to enjoy the celebrations.
I'll come up here and celebrate with you.
With how the winds of fate seem to transfer, you'll likely meet me again on many points of your journey.
How about the important parts? Could I keep you in mind? Of course, I don't know how to get a hold of you,
I don't know how you get a hold of me either.
but you could be very useful
Yeah,
and
I
we could
could.
stop this. We could help stop this.
The only problem is I don't care.
Is there a way I can make you care or
Probably
ask you to
not.
care? Mm. Yeah, you do kind of have it kind of cushy.
As the
Goodness.
Nimbus slides underneath his feet. Oh, looks like I've been too close to the ground for too long. Nimbus is getting itchy. They worry about me.
Do you mind taking me to where you pick me up?
Sure. You thinking happy thoughts?
Happy, happy, happy thoughts. It was really super nice meeting you and very informative. Yes, happy thoughts. And thank you for saving me.
All right. And right about. Oh, you're not riding the Nimbus back. I'm just trying to get the angle right. You are launched through the sky. Um, you are sent completely flying back towards where you came from. And as you begin to reach the mountain far faster than is comfortable,
Oh no.
it's,
Can we do a slow fall?
uh, you could trigger the slow fall to slow yourself down. But the Nimbus positions itself in front of you and you literally hit Cloud.
Would I bounce off the cloud or go through the cloud?
You are sitting there like a fucking Looney Tunes character.
Thank you again!
You are a mountain away. He can't hear shit.
Stubble doesn't know that though.
uh, you are deposited on the stone on your face.
That hurt. Are you okay, Maurice? Wait a minute, where is Maurice?
Maurice is a bird.
Oh, I forgot. Maurice flew away.
Maurice, we cut screen to Maurice, still like 27 miles away, just like, this is bullshit. Trying to fly to your location, but doesn't
Mm.
move at the speed of a fucking Aeon. But yes,
Um,
Quetz is the fastest of the Aeons, and you have seen that firsthand now.
right. I have to do some information
Mm.
seeking, but I need to find my companions now that I don't even know where they're at.
Uh,
I'm debating on whether I should head back to the village to find. No, we split.
remember, it's a
Yeah, we split.
multi-day journey to the village. You are a few days up the mountain.
Right.
But you are,
Mm,
after having that experience, you lean back against the mountain
rub my face.
as the door to Tara's house opens and the party steps out. And we're going to stop there.
Mm.
With everybody gathered at the table, those that were in the Basilisk Cave step out, thinking about all the things they encountered in those tunnels. Stubble is just sitting on a rock outside.
My friends, my friends. Hello, hello, my friends.
Hello? Where
Yes.
where did you
Before you all speak, let me tell you something. Can I, unless you want to tell me something first.
No, you can go ahead. I was
But
just gonna ask where you were.
You have very pretty eyes, you hear from Tara.
when I went off because I smelled the most delicious food coming from the sky. When I got closer, a cloud come down and I got on it. And this is where I met Akihiko. The most, let me tell you, the most laid back and what's that word? Easygoing, really cool. Aeon of the wind. Get this. I even fell off the cloud a couple times, but he saved me from falling to the ground. Wee. I learned that I learned of a sister, the Aeon of War. She put a curse on him. She did. She put a curse on Akihito. So whenever he touches the ground, he will die. And I mean dead, be gone forever. His hateful sister shot arrows at us, split in the clouds. But Akihiko grabbed him out of the air like it was nothing. And I mean nothing. It was really cool. Um, When I was with him, we rode on the clouds to the top of that reddish mountain. Did you guys see it? It was like I blinked and we were all there. It excited me almost as much as the yummy food. I was I was as happy as a two-pecker familiar until I looked down and I seen the biggest dragon skull ever, and there was no sign of life. There was this black ooze and it was everywhere. Akihiko, that crazy wind Aeon, stuck his finger in the ooze and he had to cut his finger off. He did this as if it were an everyday thing, like no big deal. I mean, he just literally just cut his finger off. To me, it was the scariest thing. Oh my God, who does that? I held back my feelings. I think I was dumbfounded. It's just kind of like, duh. But just who does that? Then there was someone flying around, and I asked Akihito, I said, maybe they could help us. Akihito didn't even flinch and yanked this person and ripped him right out of the air without warning and brought her to us. He could have killed her. Trust me, she wasn't happy. But I learned her name was Iza. So then, after everything settled down, the only question that came to my head was how can the black ooze be stopped? And with that, Iza said the ooze could be kept back by fire. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. I just know that we'll all probably have to go back up there, and then like a shot, we were back here before I knew it, and here you all are. I'm sorry. I didn't even know how to holler. I don't even know how to holler him back. So maybe he could help us. I had many more questions, but I couldn't think to ask him. So that was my adventure, but man, was that food good. God, it was good. And he was crazy. He was just laid back crazy. So that was my adventure.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Thank you. I couldn't wait to see you all again. It was kind of different going off my own this time.
You
So,
continue
what
to
was your
impress.
adventure?
You
What did you say,
consistently
Callie?
continue to impress me, Stubbles.
Thank you.
Should
I'm
that
not
be a
sure.
fucking insight versus deception to treat that as a compliment?
I'm not sure Kira believes
Hmm?
this, but it's too precise.
Deception roll versus insight. I've got to see how this plays out.
Who?
Not
You're
one.
rolling insight. He's rolling deception. Don't
Who's?
roll that one, otherwise it's going to be a weird interaction.
Stubbles rolls
What's your insight?
what's my insight?
No. I need to know her insight versus your nat one deception.
Oh,
Oh, my 16.
After you say thank you, it sinks in. The look on their face is one of utter fucking disbelief and like, what the fuck is this? They almost look as if your existence right now confuses them. And you pick up, oh, that wasn't a compliment.
Oh, it all really happened.
honestly, the precision with which you described it tells me it likely either happened or you had a very bad trip. I am just
No,
glad
I
you're
ate
all right.
really good food, and I was on a cloud in the sky.
That still sounds like a really bad trip.
That sounds like a good nap.
That's
But it
fair.
was an aeon of the wind.
No,
Akihito exists. Trust me, he made me pronounce his name several times.
Stubbles, do not
No,
worry.
he
I
didn't.
believe you.
Okay.
I made you pronounce his name several times, the DM.
Besides that, We know how to keep the ooze at, but well, we don't know how. We know what keeps the ooze at bay. Do we have to go up there?
It does seem to be the place to be.
Ugh. Wish I could ride a cloud up there. It's faster. We could get it over with. Then you all would
Eh,
see.
I would not find cloud travel pleasant. I do not like being separated from the ground in that manner.
Well, you could grab
Yeah,
onto his tail and he could drag you close to the ground. He just can't touch the
I,
ground.
then he is not one of my people. But would you like to tell your compatriot what we just did?
Yes. Tell
No?
me
Honestly,
what you did.
our story is not near as interesting.
Ow.
Not to say that the game wasn't interesting. It's just, you met two Aeons. And
One wasn't friendly. She was not friendly.
fair enough. And we met some basilisks and a stone elemental.
What are they?
Uh, she Tatiana sticks. Tara sticks out her hand, and Tatiana pops up, and it looks like a little golem. Yes, we located my best friend. This is Tatiana. Tatiana.
Hello, Tatiana Rock. Does it talk?
Sometimes.
Okay. Strange, but I'll believe it.
I doubt any of you understood that. Does anybody here speak Terran specifically?
Nope.
No. Churro, I have a question after you tell me what you guys did, what you all did, because this has been kind of fateful. Can we draw a card from the deck? Maybe it'll help us.
You know what? That actually sounds fun. After everything we've been through, that sounds fun.
Then you tell me what you've been through.
Oh, oh gosh, what's the best way to describe it? We were propositioned by Tara to help find her friend, her best friend.
Hello, I am Tara.
Hello,
Yeah, this is
Tara,
Tara. She's Earth Genasi. She's a native to the mountains.
with a pet rock.
A best friend rock.
Yeah.
Mm.
Uh, we went through the trouble. I shouldn't say trouble. That makes it seem a lot meaner than I
No,
mean
it
to
was
be.
trouble. You almost
Okay,
died.
that's fair. I did almost die. We went.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't die.
We went on a very interesting quest. We uh, found some oddities in the local fauna, as it were, and met a series of basilisks and what were the smaller ones? Were they the basilisks? I can't recall which was which, but
Uh, I'll just give it to you. The smaller ones were basilisk. The big one is called a Quilin basilisk because you were the one that passed the test on that one.
Oh my
hell yeah,
goodness, what's a basilisk? Isn't that stuff I tried to give the pirate?
related, yes. Uh,
Actually, yes.
rock lizard, poisonous. They paralyze you and eventually turn you to stone. That's their thing. They eat stone. It's very cool.
Oh, so we don't want to go that way, do we?
We're
It
actually
bites
on
you and
okay.
it's venomous.
What's up?
All I could think of was that stupid post of if you drink it
Oh
and it
yeah,
hurts
yeah.
you, it's
Not
poisonous,
not
but it
not
bites you and it
poisonous,
puts
but
you, it's
venomous.
venomous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you bite each other
That
and nobody
stupid
dies,
meme.
it's just kinky.
Okay.
Um, we then, oh gosh, who was it? Was it Ben, I believe, spoke with, or was it Ovar? It was one, or rather, was it Ovar or was it Kanan?
Kanan.
Yes, Kanan uh, spoke with
Marcy's
the
just sitting back here like, what am I, chopped liver?
spoke with the Queelan to figure out why they were there, which was the most important question, and to help alleviate the stress of us fighting their kin.
Oh my, their
Uh,
kin?
Ter-
That's like being in the
Tara,
clouds, sister against brother.
Carol, you look to your side, and Tara's face is like an inch from yours, and she's like, "Oh," and literal dust comes off your face from where you were temporarily stoned.
You were stoned? I mean, turned to stone? Oh, it's a good thing there was no vampires.
Welcome to D&D. Euphemisms abound. Yeah, she was
Oh,
quite hard. Luckily, I had oil. Softened her up. Him
Mm,
up,
ah.
I think. It's hard to tell under all the armor.
that's fair.
Oh.
That is
Wow.
fair.
So you guys fought hard, huh?
God damn
I always fight hard.
it. God damn it.
What'd the
The
horse
word.
do?
Oh, the horse was rock hard.
And she's
It
just
was
sitting there like,
impressive, really.
Howdy.
Tara's just flexing now.
Wow. So you guys know stuff, I know stuff, so somehow we have to put our heads together.
What's your AC?
Mine? 19.
Okay. Damn, you got a high AC. This still hits. You take 7 bludgeoning damage as Tara headbutts you.
Why'd she do that?
Tara,
We put our heads together.
it's just a turn of
Oh my
phrase. You don't
goodness,
actually
not
have to do that.
literally.
By the way, when she headbutt you, it felt like you had just headbutt a genuine stone. Like you had walked over to the mountain and gone bam.
Oh. Oh. Was that your head or your friend Rock? Oh my goodness.
Okay, you take no more damage, but also the Tatiana hops up and goes,
Ah, I'm shutting up.
"Why? I was trying to help. We were putting our heads together.
I
Help
meant
me."
think
Yes.
as a group, as friends, as warriors, as champions.
Oh, I need to put my head with all of you. Does anybody try to stop Tara? Otherwise, I'm about to make a lot of attack rolls.
Uh, Stubble wants to
Tara,
stop her before she
Tara,
knocks people out.
stop.
Oh.
Tara, we are squishy. We are not hard like you. Please control yourself.
But I thought the horse was hard.
Shut the fuck up.
You seem to be out of sorts. Are you all right?
Oh, my belly's full. I've had an adventure, but I'm scared at the same time, and I'm just so happy to see everyone. I miss my friends.
Let's just please be done with talking about horses.
Okay.
Ah, I see you are not to be included in the putting together of heads. As she looks it over.
I would like to note that in real life, Callie is struggling to breathe because she is laughing from this direction.
Innuendo. It's a D&D staple.
So, Kanan, did you get hard?
And we're moving on. That was we're not being dragged back into this. So, with
Sorry.
our adventure being ready, I suppose we should probably climb the mountain. People
Ecclesia
won't
looks at
be hiding up
Twigs
there.
and she's like, I'm going to punch you.
But I want to draw a card first. I think it could help.
Does
Is every cure
does
all?
anybody stop her?
No, here.
Marcius asked, what do you mean by drawing a card?
Out of our deck, we have not used them, and it might be a positive thing.
Kiral is. Kiral at this point is Oh, sorry. Oh God. Okay.
She's in a good mood, so it's got to be a good card.
No, Kirill is willing to draw a card.
Okay.
What do you say
Uh,
into the deck? This is actually important.
You have to tell the deck a secret before you draw a
You
card.
have to tell a deck a secret.
Marcy is going to tell Uther Dakar, we're probably going to take a few steps back because we have no clue what's happening. So they're going to step back.
Yeah, you just see them pull out a random, really fancy deck of cards.
Okay, I actually thought Akihito was kind of cute.
Do you draw? Are you the one that draws the card?
Oh yeah,
Do
no,
you
I
say
hand it
that and
over
then
to
just take
Stubble.
the card?
Yeah.
Okay. You say that, you draw the card, and you pull a card that says the Hierophant, but it's upside down. The picture on it's straight, and you see a dwarf in orange on the card. You see the dwarf moving, looking in horror, and then getting his head chopped off.
Ooh.
The card goes blank
Oh.
and then
Oh, I
turns. The image changes from that of a Don Telos. Also, I am so sorry, Tony. When you get this, I accidentally clicked a picture and shuffled everything. I'm so sorry. To a blue-skinned merfolk, as you see Finian posing with his hands to the sky, the sun clasped between them. And what that did for you, let me pull up a chart, is for the next 24 hours, you now have the ability to understand all languages, spoken and written, and have advantage on all history and religion checks.
Whoa.
wow.
For the 24 hours.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of gift for 24 hours.
Right, considering we got to climb the mountain, don't we?
Yeah.
That you do. Do you have any history or religion things you're trying to think about?
Why are I
This is the
can't?
time.
Oh God!
What's the
Why are
meaning
we
of
going
life?
to the top? Go ahead.
It was just a joke. What's the meaning of life?
No. Why are we going to the top of the mountain? In all this adventure I had, I forgot. It's probably one of the questions I should have asked why he showed it to me. Because everything's dead and there's no life up there.
History check with advantage. To remember your own quest.
Right? Uh, hold on. Um, oh God. You guys are not going to believe this. I got to roll again.
Double nat one.
The highest I got was 7.
You have no fucking idea why you're on this mountain.
The second one was a 2. Actually, it would be 3.
Wait, was that a 9 with your modifiers?
Yes.
You don't remember at all why you're on this mountain.
No. Oh, shit.
But I want an insight check from Kirill right now.
Okay. Uh-oh. Not very high. 8.
I will allow this. Stubble, with you explaining what your abilities do, you see Kirill have a thought bounce around their head. Would you like to help them? Would you like to give the help action on this? As the DM just like, come the fuck on, I got lore.
Get the answer.
Would you like to help them?
Yes.
Alright, you have advantage.
Yay! Okay, much better. 18.
She explains that she feels that she understands things that she didn't before. and like she could speak multiple languages, and it hits you. You have a book written in a language that nobody else can read.
Stubbles, read this book now, please. I think that'll be the only time I ask that question.
A question that broke the campaign.
I hand over the book of the Redmayne.
Okay, what's this book say?
Well, written in Old Orcish, with you being able to comprehend a language that has not been seen for centuries. Even on the cover, it says, property of the one cursed by magic.
Oh. Oh.
Cursed by magic?
Do you decide to open the book?
Wait,
Or
Kirill
does
would already recognize the name that is taking that place, right?
Yes. The only word that she sees is Book of the Redmanes, property of Malekith.
Oh. Okay.
As that sinks in for Kirill.
Mm.
You decide to open the book. We're not going to linger on this too long, but, well, you have the ability.
I want to open it. Can I open it?
Do you just open to the first page or to a completely, like, I want to open it and just open to a random page?
It's Stubble, so she just opens it.
You open to a random page, and the notes you see on it are shockingly pertinent right now. As you see, the strangers have come, declaring that they could help us be free from the genie menace. I do not know if we should believe them, but we're low on options and low on time.
I think that's us.
If that's your interpretation of that.
I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Did you say Genie Menace?
Yeah,
Malekith would have
said genie menace.
Malekith would have explained some about the Redmanes to Kirill, right?
No,
Right, no,
he
because he
never talks about
refuses to
that part of
talk
his
about
past.
it. Yeah, he refuses to talk about it, I remember.
I wonder how we find the genie. Would it be the top of the mountain?
That,
Help me,
that is a
guys!
question that there's no chance of you knowing the answer.
Does Kirill know at least the basics of the Redmanes?
Not. You know what? Let's roll religion
Yeah.
or history. This is not with advantage. This is straight. I will see if you've
Yep.
picked up anything on the Redmanes. Just a
History or
flat
religion are my options?
yes. You may choose
20,
either or.
23, history.
What you know of the Redmanes is very slim, but with that history check, you do recall the Redmanes have been talked about to the party by specifically Ragnar, who spoke of the fact that where you guys meet is the Redmanes, which is not in this plane.
Right.
Because if you recall, your first time meeting him was his second time meeting you.
Yes.
And with that interpretation, you seem to figure out this journal documents, at least the portion that was flipped to, which was close to the end, some journey about Malekith and Tiberius in the Redmanes. And with her translated, you do see all of your names. It's written in Old Orcish, so it wouldn't be recognizable to a normal tongue. And most of them are misspelled due to the fact that Old Orcish has a different set of letters. But all of your names are there. You see Ovar, Stubble, Kiral, Canaan, and Ecclesia.
That's creepy. Our
And
adventure's been foretold.
because those were not words you would have recognized, because they are names and not Orcish or Goblin. This is your first time realizing this book includes details about shit that you guys will deal with.
Oh, Lord.
Quick, flip forward so we know what to do next.
It doesn't. You get the feeling that the detailed events in this book do not take place right now, as it is written specifically in the Redmanes.
So this book don't do us no damn good on this mountain.
No,
So
but we
these
have
events
I
have
appreciate the
probably
value of the info.
so these events have probably taken place in the past with us.
Stubbles, may I make a request of you?
Yes.
As we continue upwards, at least for the day, could I carry you and you write as much as you can from this book into common? I would like to translate it. I would like to learn this language. And that, I think, is the only option I have right now to do so.
You're going to carry me and I'm going to translate?
You're the only one who can read that, probably on this plane, aside from my father.
Anna, you realize there is another person who could read that, but you don't know that person.
Okay. That
Uh,
means I'm going to get
the
there
book
slowly.
the book mentions a name that is very familiar to you, Stubble, and it mentions Tiberius Tubbs.
That's my daddy.
As I just realized you're going to
Does
be
that
piggybacking, both reading your father's diary.
does that mean that he can read it too?
My
Anybody
father.
else? Anybody else that looks at the book just sees a scratchy gibberish.
No, I just mean her father can read it too. Is he the other one that can read it?
But he's in the desert. He can't help us now. And he's a lot smarter than
And
I
my
am.
wife's a tree. I think there's hope.
Stubble, I need you to roll a perception check.
24.
Then you notice, but Tara has the deck in her hands.
Oh God!
Why?
Tara,
I'm scared of the ocean.
Marcy's just looks at
no.
Tara like, "Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
Kira, like, out loud says, "Oh, no," no, and covers his mouth.
Oh God!
I did not know I was on these cards.
Wait, what?
Ooh, I am strong. I am even stronger.
Tara, what just happened? Marcy's
She
just
turns the card around, and you see her standing atop a rolling boulder. And the card is shining with extra power.
what?
As what the chariot does is her movement speed and the movement speed of everyone within 200 feet is doubled for 3 rounds.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
When this effect ends, movement speed is halved for 3 rounds, except she drew her own card. Because she drew her own card, you do not suffer the penalty of speed being halved after 3 rounds. Basically, for the next about minute, you guys can move fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Ooh.
I hope
Anyway,
her own card.
yes, she is on the card that she's holding.
Did
What
she
the
have
fuck?
to tell a secret?
I told my secret, but I
What
feel
was it?
fast. I have the zoomies.
Should we start going now?
Let us
I
move.
believe that would be best. I pick up Stubble.
Yes! You go to pick up Stubble, and Tara looks down and goes, I can do that. If you wish.
I was more intending it as a tit for tat, but I understand if you would rather.
She picks Stubble up by the scruff of her neck and just places her on her gigantic shoulders.
Well,
Stubble, how does it feel to be tall?
nice. I can see down like when I was in the clouds. Just please
It
don't
is
drop me.
wonderful being tall. I will not drop you. As she begins sprinting.
Ah! She's like on the Titanic with her arms all spread out. Stubble is. Ah!
Before she starts sprinting, she hands the deck back to Kirill, her curiosity sated.
Thank you for returning that. Kirill puts it promptly back in his bag.
Marcius and
Totally.
That's third drop.
Marcius and Uther Dakar are just kind of like, what the hell just happened? What is that deck?
I think I opened a can of worms.
I can explain as we travel.
You explain the deck to Marcius as you guys run for about a minute and then resume normal walking pace.
It's
You
neat,
all
but
felt you all got the zoomies.
yeah, it's neat, but that's kind of terrifying.
Kind of hard for Stubble to have the zoomies when she's sitting on her shoulder trying to sit still.
You're riding with the zoomies.
Okay.
Speaking of which, let's just call this a history check with advantage for copying as much information as possible.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh. Oh, you don't know. 7.
All right, moving on.
I'm
So
sorry.
to save time, we've already done our ration rolls and survival rolls. But after the first day, Stubble returns to losing information that they no longer have, a familiar feeling for someone who lost their memories.
Damn it.
Kirill, you notice the 2 cards that burned when they were drawn before? Your deck
Yeah.
is back to full.
Oh, nice.
So Kirill was able to figure out that this deck recharges every day, but you cannot draw the same card within the same day.
Maybe somebody else should draw a card.
We are not going to draw a card every day. We have other stuff to get to.
Okay. Does that mean I can't interpret anymore?
Nope. You could attempt to draw another card if Kirill thinks that's smart while you're trying to not die.
And that's the real question. Does Kirill ever think it's
No.
smart to
If
draw
you
a card?
if you draw another card, I will draw another card from the tarot deck.
Kanan's
What do you
just like,
think?
and I wanted to draw a card first.
We did. Out in the woods.
What do you
I
guys
don't remember
think?
Kanan drawing a card.
Back in Rookroot, we went out into the woods and drew a card. Just to see what it was like.
I personally don't remember it, but Marcy's just like, I swear to God, that deck is going to give me nightmares.
But it was good to us.
But if that's good, imagine what bad can come from it.
Well,
Meanwhile, we cut to the capital. Why is she scared of the ocean?
She's a rock!
Bomb. Radiant bomb.
She'd sink!
Meanwhile, the cat.
well, Celsius is good at cards. Maybe she could draw a good card.
You mean Ecclesia?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, I heard Marcius. I'm sorry.
That
Marcius
was
is slightly
Amy.
terrified of the deck.
Above
Yeah.
table real quick, Sylvia stepped away to the restroom, so she'll be a minute getting back.
Oh. Okay. But yeah,
Yes,
she's
the
good
party
with
decides to
cards.
draw another card. There are some really negative effects in here, but there's also some good ones.
Radiant bomb. Radiant bomb.
What, you don't want a 5th level Radiant Fireball cast directly on your location?
Mm.
I mean, what are... I think only 2 of us would ever be okay with that. Oh, next level, 2 of us would ever be okay with that.
Hey, if we get that, that would be good. It would hold the black oozes.
Now you're nowhere near the black.
Sacred
You just
fire and
nuke
real
yourself for
fire are not
nothing.
the same. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're waiting on Classy. I'm gonna run to use restroom.
She's coming back right now.
Stubble has to pee. She's gonna go find a bush.
Stubble's
As
gonna go.
soon as I get back.
I'm gonna start making food. I'll still be attentive and here. I just gonna start making food.
So what does Stubbles want Ecclesia to do? Just draw a card from the tarot deck?
Draw a card from
Yep, and see what happens. Since you are a card-based character.
Question.
It does make sense.
Would Ecclesia be able to use her luck-altering ability to change the draw?
No. We have actually thought about that. I thought about that, Buff, but then I'm like... But
Doubles is
remember,
done using Behind the Rock.
we read your class features, and like your Forcer card and everything requires your specifically attuned deck.
Classy, are you gonna draw a card? You're good with cards.
Wait, hold on. Let me read the actual thing again, because there's something else that lets me change randomized events.
If there's a singular reroll, yeah, I'd let you redraw the card.
Yeah, I have a skill
Oh,
called
Ecclesia.
Equivocation, which lets me take two chances from a randomized event, and that's the language. It's not just a roll; it's a randomized event.
Yeah. The only one I'm actively trying to prevent is the one where you can actively pick the card, because some of these effects are horseshit.
No,
Marcius,
I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to, if I pick a supremely shit card, like one that's going to kill the whole party,
Radiant
I'd rather.
I like Judgment.
Radiant bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Radiant bomb.
The only two with like actively negative effects for the party would be Death and Judgment. But yeah, I would say you could use that ability to reroll.
Marcius is just going to ask, if you guys are going to draw more cards, please give me a heads up so me and Uthra can step away for fear of whatever might happen.
Okay, step away.
That is.
Do
a
not
very
be a
good
coward.
reason.
Do not be a coward, Marcius. This is fun.
You say that now.
I like it. It's been
I
good
do.
for us.
Okay. Ecclesia, do you draw the card?
She's gonna sort of run her hand along the deck until she finds a card that she feels called to her, I guess.
What does Ecclesia say to the deck?
What does she say to the deck?
You have to tell a secret.
Yeah, secret.
Shit.
That's a weird secret.
Card-based
Jeez,
character is
for
also
a woman
secretive
who
character.
should have as many secrets as she should, I can't think of a single one.
You pick your nose.
I am always putting up a facade, no matter who I'm talking to or with.
And notably, you are allowed to whisper that secret to the deck so that nobody hears it but you. Doesn't have to be shared with the party, only shared with the deck.
She just shares it with the deck. I mean, she kind of assumes that the party already realizes that, but
The first card you draw is Strength. What that does is the user may add double their bonus to all strength checks and double the strength damage from their modifier for strength weapons for 1 hour. Doesn't really help you in this situation. And the person on it you do not recognize. It is not someone you have met.
She'll just take it and then she kind of look down at herself and be like, "Does anybody want to arm wrestle?"
Bet.
Tara fucking leans forward. No.
All right. So what do I get? What happens?
You get double your strength modifier on this check and advantage on it.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see.
She has a plus
Nat
5
one.
to strength checks.
15. Okay.
To this.
Wait.
Go on. What?
I have double my strength bonus. What if my strength bonus is a negative?
Then I will just say it's not. We'll just ignore your strength bonus.
Okay, so
For this.
15.
I'm not making you eat double negative. To the surprise of everyone, they lock arms, kneeling over a rock, and neither person can move. Ecclesia's arms are about a third of the size of Terra's, and they're holding dead even. 15-15. Let's roll again. I also got a 15.
I love the arm wrestle challenge. It's my favorite mini game.
5. That's a
Yeah,
5
that's
with
not-
advantage.
That's not going to do it, Chief. With her 18, your strength, she's able to move it, but she looks at you with a lot more respect and like, that was quite fun. I did not expect you to have the muscles.
I don't suspect I will for long.
Yeah. So far, 3 cards have been drawn from the deck, and you haven't got one of the negative ones.
I like these cards.
Fuck it, Kiral's turn.
What does Kirill whisper into the deck? Also, I need to remove the strength card because I just put it back in the deck, not expecting this. There's a whole session ahead of this, where this is the card session. All right, what does Kirill whisper into the deck?
Kira whispers into the deck, and very particularly whispers it. I am unsure why I cannot trust people. I wish I could, but it is something that's plagued me forever.
You draw a card, and you draw the card of Temperance. When drawn, the user links their mind with another creature, casting Detect Thoughts on them. The target automatically fails the saving throw against probing deeper thoughts. This is an it has to happen effect. Who do you cast Detect Thoughts on?
Does it have to be someone I can see?
It has to be someone you can see, yes.
Oh my god.
Kanan.
Oh, I was going to say, could you read deep into
All right.
my
No,
thoughts,
yeah.
but I forgot.
What is Kanan's surface thoughts? And then we're going to go deeper.
Kanan's surface thoughts is he's curious. He is constantly thinking about Marcius, why he is the last one, and why like he's curious about this black stuff that's been mentioned. He's constantly thinking about that right now.
Underneath your surface thoughts, what is egging on Kanan at like the deepest thoughts? Like what is he thinking all the way down?
Deep down, he's probably thinking he's losing hope as things goes along about finding his wife. He's losing hope.
So you get hit with that sadness.
Kanan just
Shit.
Also, your minds
exists
are linked for
as
the
the
next
embodiment
hour.
of depression.
Is Kanan aware that I read into his thoughts in this way?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
No, with this card,
Oh.
the deeper thoughts, yes.
Oh, so he knows?
Yeah, you guys have telepathy right now. And you can't hide anything because they can constantly probe your deeper thoughts.
Kanan's just gonna look
Right.
up at Kirill and just say, please don't let that happen.
It won't. I promise we will do everything we can, just as I promised Ecclesia.
Ooh, these cards cause secrets. I see what's going on. Here's secrets.
See, but none of the
Like
rest of y'all know that. Only Kirill.
like
Yeah.
Kirill
For the
Kirill is
next hour, y'all have a telepathic bond.
Kirill like genuinely has a face of remorse, and the only thought is an apology to begin with for reading into Kanan's mind. It's then followed with an assurance like, I promise to Classia the same, I will help you find your wife.
Everybody
See,
losing their loved ones.
And Kevin isn't upset about it at all because he does this shit. Like, he used to do this shit on a regular basis. So he's not too worried about somebody reading his thoughts. But in case nobody's noticed, he has a lot more trust in the party than they have in him.
I trust Kanan.
That was the wrong can. That was the flattest Mountain Dew that has gone down my stomach in a long time.
You do the wrong
Oh,
card, Joseph.
I'll make Kanan draw a card. You say that again.
Kanan will draw a card.
Horse needs to
What does
draw a
Kanan
card
say to
too.
the deck?
Of our
Fuck it.
turn?
If everybody's doing this,
Ovar does in fact want to
this
turn.
time. I imagine you all sit at your first camp after your first day of traveling, just like, fuck it.
If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
Yes.
Yes.
But Kanan, what do you whisper into the deck?
Shit, see, I don't know because what I said was my deep thought was what I was going to use as my secret. So
To be
I gotta
fair,
think
if
this
that
through.
is a secret, you can still use it.
Well, he's just going to whisper that into the deck where nobody can hear it.
Hey, I have a question. With our secrets, can we lie to the deck?
You don't know, but you could try.
I was just curious.
I would not.
Probably a pretty bad idea. You drew. Oh God, I didn't fucking stack this deck. I swear. You
Yep.
drew the card Death.
Ah, god damn it.
When drawn,
Why?
the user takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
Jesus fucking Christ.
18. You take 27 necrotic damage. And
Kanan good.
you now have +3 to all attack, damage, and saving throws and skill checks for 1 hour.
So just
Yo, what?
randomly, as Kanan draws that, he's just going to fall to the ground in pain. Like, what the fuck? And Marcy's is like, I see, I told you.
I told you.
You see the figure on the card, which is a tan-skinned man wielding a scythe. You see the scythe come out of the card and like stab you in the hand. Promise I didn't stack this
That
deck.
poor
How
hand.
much damage was it?
He took 27 damage.
Okay, just watching this happen and also like getting the telepathic link of the pain, Kirill immediately like rushes
Uh,
over and lay on hands.
As if he hasn't been traumatized enough.
Well, one of the worst cards that you could have drawn is now out of the deck for this.
So fucking funny. Because, like, while Caden's suffering, Marcius is, like, torn between concerned and also giddy because he's like, I told you. I told you now. And so now, like,
No,
Marcius has that same complex that Kanan had for a while. So, see, I told you.
So, after seeing that, does Ovar still decide to draw a card?
Absolutely.
Okay, what are you saying to the deck?
Ooh. Ooh, vehicle. Ooh, when and Ovar will like Ovar says this loud enough for the party to hear, but he doesn't know he said it loud. Like he thinks he's being quiet. He tells the deck that he actually enjoyed murdering the man who burned down his village.
Sure. You draw a card, and you draw a card that you actually recognize the person on, as you see a shining Aarakocra. As you drew
Yay!
the card with Mathis teats on it. You have advantage on all charisma saves and checks for 1 hour.
Hey!
Tara's like, do I get the second round? I love how we're just chewing through the deck, praying we don't get judgment.
It's fun
Well, we
though.
already got rid of death, so
All right, Stubble,
Yeah,
you could
we got
draw
rid of
another
that.
card. It has been 24 hours.
Me.
What do you whisper into the deck?
I actually like my companions.
It's not a secret. Uh,
Because I
as
never liked
everybody,
Kanan before.
well, as everybody is aware that you like them, you whisper in it. You draw a card, and the card is completely blank.
Huh. I wonder if the card knew that I didn't like Kanan at first at all. I wanted to
And
kill him myself.
the
You showed
card
too much
leaves your
concern
hand.
later in the plot.
The card leaves your hand and goes right back into the deck.
Oh. Well, I
Marcius
thought it
kind
was a
of
secret.
steps forward and goes, Kira, might I try one?
If you're so
one
inclined,
of
Tis the
us.
session.
One
This is
of
where he
us.
so inclined.
This is where
One
this
of
is
us.
where Marcius in particular draws judgment.
To explain, Marcius, this is a deck provided to agents of Alistair, the Tabrian god of secret. To which end, to use it, simply whisper a
Uh,
secret into it.
the name Alistair is familiar to your ears, Marcius, and what comes to your head is a black dragon.
Ah, yes, the Black Dragon, Alistair. That's great. Anyway, how do you use the deck again?
Simply whisper a
Anyways.
secret, something that Alistair would not know. It doesn't have to be secret from us, I should note, simply something that Alistair would not know. And draw a card.
Ah, what shall I whisper into this? Ah, I know.
Mostly, chat. I came up with all of these over the course of 3 days, and it has 24 different effects.
Oh yes.
But
Marcius will kind of shaking handedly take the deck and whisper into it. Sometimes I wish Uthratakar wasn't my Drake.
ooh, that's mean.
Oh.
You
If
draw a card, but as you draw it, since he was mentioned so often, Alistair decides to change what you draw. The card in your hand disappears, and one from the center of the deck comes out, the Wheel of Fortune, and on it is Alistair standing on the tip of Pyaka's spear. And what this card does is when this card is drawn, the user chooses up to 4 targets. The user chooses whether they add 1d6 to their first roll each turn for the next minute or subtract 1d6 to their first roll.
That's cool.
You don't have. So, yes, it's basically a souped up Bless Bane.
does he have to pick 4 people right now, or is it?
Considering it's not going to affect what's going on right now, a lot of these were designed with combat effects in mind because it can be drawn as a bonus action.
Yeah.
No,
And
you don't
so
have to.
I'm going to assume that Uthrod is still connected to Marcius and knew that he said that.
Yeah, Uthrod walks over to the deck.
Shit.
Oh.
And Marcius looks at Uthrod and goes, "Listen,
I,
we have to talk about that soon."
I think my owner has no idea what he's doing and he's worthless. The Drake draws a card, it's blank. That wasn't a secret.
Yeah, I knew that. And Marcius is just like look at and go, Uther Takar, We need to have a conversation eventually. That's not half-assed, two-tone, two-face kind of deal. We need to
He
talk.
he squints at you, looks down to the deck, and whispers, in much in the same way that you didn't say yours out loud to everybody. Only you can hear what he says, as he says, "I'm scared I'll never live up to my legacy." And the Drake genuinely draws a card. He draws the Empress, the card
Oh.
of love and nurture. All friendly.
Aw.
The user is perceived friendly by all creatures around them unless they are given a direct reason to see you as an enemy. So basically, he
For
just
how
casts
long?
friends on everybody for an hour.
So he could go hunting right now and have no problem.
Yeah, he's gonna
Well,
go hunting.
hunting would be a
Oh,
reason to be seen.
yeah, but they see like he's a friend until he kills them. You get 4 more rations for the party.
Sweet.
He's a friend until they die.
So yeah, at some point, Marcius and Uthra Takar have to have that conversation.
Tara looks into the deck, and has everybody else gone? I think everybody else has drawn a card, leaving
I
Tara to
think
be
so,
the
yeah.
last. Tara draws a card.
Tara did, didn't she?
She did the previous day.
Right.
She was one of the first 2. And draws the card Justice upside down. She looks at it and says,
Oh
"I do
no.
not recognize this man." She turns the card around, and I believe only Ovar, Stubble, and Kiral would recognize on this card you see King Angmar.
Oh.
What a
And
lie that is.
oh, remember, she did not draw it upright. This is Justice in reverse.
Oh.
Oh
Okay.
no.
As she looks, and a being of pure light is spawned as she summons a light elemental.
Oh,
Wait,
fun.
nope, she drew it upside down. She drew the reverse Justice as she summons a dark elemental.
Oh, fine.
Oh, hello. It is friendly for 1 hour.
What do you do?
So is the dark? So is it just like is it a lot like Kane and Shadow, or is it its own?
It just looks like roiling darkness that has no defined shape
But it's friendly darkness for an
for an
hour.
hour. I am
now?
unsettled by you.
Hello,
You should
darkness.
go scout the mountain. I hope it does not come back. So, we drew a lot of cards and managed to dodge judgment.
But not death.
Of course, Kanan drew death. That would be the fucking. The cards genuinely wanted that to hurt. Okay, with your first day over, you have now used the deck, and sitting in the Capitol, Alistair's just like, why the fuck did they decide to use it now and all at once? As he
Even
is
the goddess
sitting
secrets will
there
never know the answer to our true
shuffling,
chaos.
as he is sitting there shuffling a deck of his own, and he looks over and presents it to Bianca.
Oh no.
That's scary.
And we're going to cut away from that. Yes, Bianca is now in the Capitol.
Yay!
The
With
party
Alex.
makes their way up. You knew she was with Alex the last time you saw him. But you make your way up the mountain. It takes 6 full days. And as a party, you handle it quite well. But As you're getting higher up on the mountain, the weather is taking a horrendous turn. The wind is racing. Most of you are not dressed for the cold, as half of you are wearing sleeveless outfits. Um, and
Half of us are wearing sleeveless. 2 of us are wearing metal armor, which will be
yeah,
frigid against our skin.
I need perception checks from everyone. Advantage for Marcius. Oh, Tara does not see shit. That was a 4 and a 2.
16.
Unless it was a nat 1, don't tell me your roll if it was below 15.
Mine was a 16.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
19.
Anybody else get above
perception. Dirty 20.
Marcius gets 19.
Got a 16.
So everybody sees it except for Tara, who's looking down.
Kanan didn't see it.
I even accidentally rolled hers with advantage, and that was a none happening advantage roll. 2 and a 4. All of you see a shadow in the blizzard, flying above. And at first, you're just like, oh, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. Oh, shit. But Marcius, that's not a dragon. You know that Drake. That's Uso. And you see him flying above you, circling.
Uso? What the hell are you doing here? Where's Dad?
Do you reach out mentally to Uso?
Yes.
Hearing that, Uso circles, calms down, and crashes down in front of you. He struggles to push himself up. As who here wants to roll animal handling or medicine?
Marcius and Kanan both will, I guess.
Whichever's higher for the party that wants to roll animal handling or medicine.
I've only got a +2 on both.
Still roll it.
Marcius
Said
gets
animal
25
handling?
animal handling.
I have.
You all got a nat
proficiency
1.
in- Yeah, no,
You've
I ain't got a good enough.
You've never seen this type of creature in your life.
I got a 17.
You've heard about them in fairy books, but fairy books don't go over their fucking biology.
Kanan got a 19.
Kanan, was that medicine or animal handling?
It's
the
the same
19?
either way.
We'll say you rolled animal handling for Marcius and medicine for Kanan. Does that work?
Oh yeah, Marcius was animal handling.
With animal handling, you see that Uso is very scared. Something has happened, and it occurs to you as a dragon bonded knight to see the dragon and not the bonded knight is like seeing a rescue dog in a store that's trying to get your attention with no human nearby. With the medicine check from Kanan, you notice several tears in Uso's wing and gashes and arrows in their side.
Kanan will finally interact with Marcius and be like, is his skin thick enough to handle all those arrows and the gashes and everything? Is he okay? Marcius is just like, I don't know what the hell just happened to him.
Marcius, you hear in your head, I need to take you to Paul. They're
Oh,
resting
shit.
at a church nearby.
Uso says he needs to take me to a church nearby where my father is. Uso, Do you think you're okay enough to bring all of us?
I cannot carry you, but I can lead you there. As
That
Uthrup's
is
looking on like, oh fuck.
that is better than nothing. Is there anything Marcius can do to help Uso right now? Just like a really quick thing.
If you do, you're going to be trying to patch him up in what seems to be a kicking up blizzard.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're just gonna. Would everybody be okay with going with me to this church that's nearby?
Hi ho, hi ho. Off to church we go. I'm good.
So everybody follows the dragon to the church.
Sorry for.
They,
Can y'all hear me now?
yeah.
Okay, y'all couldn't hear me before. Would magical healing work?
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'm gonna do a second level. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a second level on this. Second cure wounds.
Roll the healing on that, because I actually did calculate how much damage this Drake took.
Yeah, that's fair. Opening up the info on that. Okay, that is 2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
Crap, I'm idly rolling again. It's addicting to just roll dice.
14.
14, it closes the gash and slightly seals the hole in the wing,
I also
but
have
they're still there.
3 more points of lay on hands that I can drop.
Oh, that was a completely different day. You've been traveling for 5 days. You're fully upped.
In that case, 30 points of lay on hands.
With that, and it only consumes 21 of them. It manages to heal up as he looks to you. And I can't remember, does Kirill understand dragon?
No.
Kanan does, but Marcius could
It
relay the
speaks.
message.
Well, it speaks to you and then realizes you don't have a face of understanding and looks to Marcius in particular and says, "Please tell your paladin thank you. I still cannot carry you all, but now I can ease the burden of the travel."
Marcius will turn and relay the message to Curall and the party.
As this dragon is much more polite than the other one you were dealing with.
Yay.
Much bigger, too. This one is about twice the size of Uthran Takar.
Stubble is excited she gets to ride a dragon.
No.
We're not riding it.
Why?
We're following it. It can't carry us.
But it's
I could
healed.
probably carry about
Doesn't matter. It said it
2 of
can't.
you, but not the whole party.
I'm little.
Doesn't matter. It said no. Consent.
But
It actually lowers its wing to Stubble and just says, "Please relay that I cannot carry everyone."
so Stubbles
It
gets to
lowers its
ride.
Uso
wing to
says he
Stubble.
can't carry everyone, but since Stubble wants to ride so bad, he will let her ride.
Woo!
As you climb
Stubbles
up on the
gets on the
back of a
dragon.
Drake. Yeah, you're on the back of a male dragon.
I'm excited.
Um, does anybody else have anything before you follow the dragon?
No, Marcius is just concerned.
He's just
Uh,
concerned.
Stubbles pets the dragon, tells the dragon how excited she is.
With the fact that you healed it, it offers its other wing to Kirol. Because otherwise it would not be flying out of here.
I would not wish to burden you anymore.
I understand. He looks at Ovar, and you could tell the expression on this dragon's face, even without an insight check, is a no fucking way.
Ovar didn't even care to write it. Although what is the
I'm not even
a
going to think of the
horse on
logistics
a
because this brings
dragon.
up the centaur on a horse thing. Just like, how does this even? Are there 4 stirrups? What kind of saddle would a horse have riding a dragon?
Horses don't need saddles. Those leg muscles.
But yes, Stubble, this thing takes off into the sky, and yes, it circles the party, but it never strays out of view as it leads you northward up the mountain. With the guide, you find yourselves outside of what seems to just be massive carvings in the side of the mountain. You see 3 dragons with snake-like bodies, all surrounding a set of double doors. On the doors, you see a Ouroboros with 3 snakes eating each other's tails in a complete circle.
Oh yay.
Cinnamon?
And
Them snakes must have
Wait,
been
Ovar would
hungry.
actually recognize. Yeah,
Ovar would
that a
recognize the symbol,
recognizable?
yes. Without even a
Yep.
roll, you would recognize this as the symbol of the Ouroboros trio, one of which is your primary deity.
We. Yeah. This may or may not be an okay church. We have a
Now, their
1 in 3
statues are looking
chance
more
that it's good.
draconic. They're looking more draconic than you remember for this pictures on the wall, but that's the same symbol. Uh, as it lands outside and and looks to the party, lets Stubble down, and you could tell it can't fit through the doors. As it stands there and goes, "The cold will not affect me. Uthrat Dakar and I will take watch outside." Uthrod, who has argued with every other order given by anyone else, sits diligently on the opposite side of the door.
Marcius is going to thank both of them and enter.
The blizzard is kicking up pretty hard behind you. You guys do not have a lot of time to get inside before the weather's going to start taking adverse effects on you.
No,
Yeah,
Stubbles reluctantly
let's
goes
sneak
in.
inside.
She's scared.
Tara doesn't walk through the door, she walks through the stone wall and appears on the other side.
No.
And
Sounds about right.
with everybody going inside, we are going to take a quick break as I pull up the map. And we are back with something a little different for once. Even though we're not going directly into combat, there is actually a map. You all enter the temple. It is chiseled out of stone directly into the walls of the cave. And you see several semicircular pews that don't seem to be made like normal chairs. And sitting in the center of the room is a greenish gray snake in the closest approximation to a cross-legged coil up that a snake can do, sitting in front of a book. In front of that burning book is a statue of a winged woman, and behind her a very large statue of a silver snake. Would anybody like to roll religion to identify that snake on sight?
Yes.
Sure, why not? Would
15.
Ovar
I
just
just
know
realized
this
this.
one, or would Ovar need to roll?
You can roll it with advantage because it's not your primary deity.
Gotcha.
Is Stubble here? Twigs?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure because I just realized we might have started without you.
No, I'm in sitting here.
Said religion.
Yes, and you roll yours with advantage.
19. I have no modifier.
I'll tell you flat out. That is Reltoneth, the third sister of the Ouroboros trio. And with that 19, this doesn't seem to be a temple dedicated to all three. This seems to be a temple dedicated specifically to Reltoneth. Which, with a 19, you would also know Reltoneth is the goddess of death. Uh, standing behind that snake creature.
So about the
Oh,
church thing.
go on.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
With a 19, you would also know the goddess of death, in specifically your religion and in this context, is not seen as a bad deity. She is not evil.
Most gods of death are only seen as bad deities in Hollywood, where the true
And
evil lives.
behind her is a blue dragonborn that seems to be pacing, that even at a glance, Marcius would recognize as Quaylana, Issa's older sister.
Marcius is going to run up and say, "Oh my God, are you okay? What is happening?"
You sprint up to Quaylana. She turns around, her hands engulfed in lightning. She's like, don't just run up on me like that. It's been a crazy day."
I'm
As
sorry.
the
You got to
lightning cracks
understand.
from her hand.
I'm sorry, but you got to understand. I have not seen you all in weeks. I don't know what's happened. What's been going on? What's happening?
Well, we encountered resistance from the Yuan-Ti. They've been infected by something. And our efforts to reach the summit haven't been very successful. Most of us lost our drakes. As she looks down, Bella's dead, which you would know as her drake.
Oh my God, no, I'm so sorry. But I don't mean to drop off that subject so fast, but infected with something. There was a mention of some kind of black goo. Is that
Does anybody else walk up? Or are you guys just standing in the door?
I think we're just standing in the doorway.
Yeah, I
This
think
way.
Ovar would just be examining the entirety of the building.
But what was Marcius's question?
he says not to change away from the subject of what's happened to you all, but this they're infected with something. Does it have something to do with this black goo that I've heard mention of a couple different times so far on my way up?
Yes. It gets in the veins and corrupts those that touch it.
Stubbles comes
She
running up
look,
and says, "You can cut it off. You can cut it off."
the only way to remove the infection from those that we've seen would be to cut off the head. And I don't see that as being the better option.
Oh,
As she looks at Marcius and says, Saros Taka is the only one that has been infected and not immediately corrupted, which is a name you would recognize. Saros Taka is the old leader of the Dragon Bonded, and your former teacher.
Oh my God, no. Um, has anybody made mention? Like, do they know what it is? Do they know where it's coming from?
If only we knew. We have Issa scouting the top of the mountain, hoping she'll come back with more information.
I met her.
What about what about my father? Do you know where he is?
I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage right now.
Joseph,
Yes.
could you
Oh, you're driving. Sorry.
I sent you my stuff though.
Well, that was a nat 20, but this is with disadvantage. That is not a nat 20, that is a 4.
Yeah.
Versus,
I don't think that was
uh,
going to.
even without modifiers, it's not going to beat this. You don't hear a single thing, but suddenly that snake that was praying in front of the altar is right next to you and says, "Ah, if you are looking for the one that you call father, he is in our infirmary, or our guest room. It serves many purposes."
Marcius is going to jump back and be like, "Oh my god! Oh, sorry. Thank you for the information. Do you have a name I could call you?"
Ah, yes, I am Tasa. It comes out very hissy. Tasa. I am the priest of this temple. You are all welcome to stay, to ride out the blizzard, or simply to recover. Our church is a haven for travelers heading up the mountain.
I'm sure
You
we
look
have
around, and there's 3 other Yanti in this room that are all watching you and have not approached. There's a male Yanti with a green pattern, a pale green female Yanti, and one with the colors of a coral snake on the other side. If you would all please introduce yourselves. You are welcome guests, but we like to know who comes up our doors. As they look to the party that is mostly standing by the door.
Uh,
Marcius will. Oh, sorry, Carol.
I just need to add a note. I accidentally closed out Tailspire. I'm opening it back up to resume streaming. My apologies.
I, but I'm
Um,
assuming you all introduce yourselves per normal. We don't have to go through the whole rigmarole. There's a lot of you.
okay.
Get down.
Ah, well met. As I said to your compatriots, I am Tasa, the priest. She points to the coral snake and says, "That is Selkie. She is a historian of the mountain." And over there, she points to the female one and says, "That is Na'an, an acolyte of mine." And beside her is Fulas, another acolyte. We are the only ones that remain in this temple. As you look around, and it seems, while it's clean now, you can clearly tell this is a much older temple. Probably older than everyone here.
Where did everyone go?
Ah, I cannot answer that question as I am a recent guest of the mountain. I have only been here for a few years. Uh,
Is there,
Kanan in particular, your eyes fall past them and linger on the angelic being. We'll get back to that in a moment. But you were saying, Stubble.
Stubble forgot.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You started speaking as I was moving on to the next thing, and I was like, shit.
Um, if Marcius
Uh,
can ask, he's going to. Um, he will apologize for just randomly running into their church because that's not
uh,
technically how you should enter a church. So he'll apologize for that, and then also he'll ask the others, since there's a historian and some other acolytes. He will ask if anybody has any idea about what's going on up the mountain or with the black goo. If they have any information, that would be helpful.
uh, we have seen what happens when affected by the black goo, and I have a theory, but it is unfounded, and I do not want to distract from the truth with my musings.
I was told it could be kept at bay by fire.
As she looks around to the spirit flames all over this temple, that would explain why it has been kept at bay here.
Yes, that's what I learned.
Um, Kanan, Kanan's slightly intrigued by what's going on. Can he ask what the theory is?
Ah, the only one that we have seen that is able to resist this corruption is the paladin. I had to pull up his name again. Seros. As he is a paladin of Reltaneth, we do believe that this infection is the work of our goddess's greatest foe, the one simply known as the goddess of crows.
Kanan gets shivers and looks at Kirill.
Kanan's hand gets tingly.
Kanan will then ask whichever one it was that informed him. About when did this start?
Well, as travelers have not been permitted to come up the mountain, the first that we have seen come through these doors would be those that arrived mere days ago, referring to your compatriots.
Huh.
We do not leave the temple, as we must be here to guard those that travel.
If we're going up the mountain, how are we gonna carry fire with us to keep it at bay?
A pertinent question. Doesn't answer your question, turns back to the book.
Ugh.
You are welcome to stay, explore. We will serve dinner soon. I believe Selkie will be heading into the kitchen to prepare that. But if you wish to see those that recently came into our doors, they look over their shoulder at the door to their. Let me look at this from their angle. Back left. I believe your father and the paladin are through there. They might have more answers as they have gone farther up the mountain than we have.
Marcius will thank them for the information and thank them for the care they've been giving the others, and proceed to where the others are.
As you go to move, Quilana puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You might not be ready for what you see. Your dad's in a pretty bad way, and Saros is worse."
I think I'll be okay. I've already thought of them as dead. Seeing them alive, even in bad shape, is better than I imagined they were.
Now, I will ask this of the party, because we have an opportunity here with there being an actual map. Does everyone decide to go with Marcius to talk to those that are injured, or is there another part of the temple and other people you'd like to speak to instead? You
Kanan
have
is
the
tempted
historian?
and torn between following, because once they mention, the goo and the crow god, he's tempted to follow to see if they have information, but he's eyeing something, as you mentioned earlier. So he's torn.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Who would
Yeah,
I speak to
there.
find out more about the fire?
You might want to speak to the historian that is holding fire.
Yeah, Kirill was
Or
probably gonna head over to the person playing with fire in the corner.
I'm
Yeah,
going with
I guess.
Carol.
I guess Kanan will ask Marcius permission to follow him since it's his kind of family deal. He doesn't want to intrude, but he does have interest to go there.
all right, so
I don't think
we'll
Marcius
head
is
in
going to
that
argue.
direction. Tara is also going to go with Marcius. So you could continue to speak to Tasa. Quaylon is also going to go to see the injured. There's also the acolytes. So we have Ovar and Ecclesia undecided on where they go.
I honestly don't even really know.
Um,
I guess I'll go with Kanan.
I mean,
I mean, Kirill.
Ovar, you could either speak to the priest yourself, you could talk to the acolytes, or pick one of the groups, or just explore in general. You have the full field of the church.
So Stubble speaks up
I
and
don't
yells at
I don't know
Ovar,
what
"You want me to go with you?"
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh,
I'm
so you're
probably
just gonna
just gonna
hang out by
wait
the
on
statue with the
everyone to get
priest?
back. Yeah,
Alright.
I'll take a closer look at the angel that had Kanan distracted for a second.
I'm not actually gonna move you into the room because it'll be real crowded because it's a tiny room. But Marcius, you and Quaylon are the first to open the door, and you see your father sitting there. At first, doesn't look like anything's wrong with him. Your father turns, and he's missing an entire arm, and there's like a chunk missing out of the side of his face that has been bandaged.
Dear God, Dad, what the hell happened to you?
Oh, Marcius, what's up, dude?
You know what's up? It's nice to finally see you, but what the hell?
Oh man, I thronggled with some bad juju, my dude.
What
Hey,
happened up
this
there? Do you
I love his dad.
is actually how his dad talks.
see?
Well,
Everybody else is like laughing at it. Marcius is not phased. This is how his dad's always been. Kanan is just
I
like,
took
he's
Uso.
very
We
chill to
rode the
be
wave
killed.
up the top of the mountain. I went to talk to some Yuan-Ti, and they're like, ah! And then they like fucking spun the shit on my strong, and like it started climbing up on me like it did him. You look across, and everything looks fine on that man, except he looks like he's dying sick. That started happening, and then I just had to like fucking cut the baggage. So yeah, I lost my arm.
I that's a lot. Are
It
you
hurts like a ripper, my
okay?
dude.
Okay,
Uh,
but
nah.
But nah.
um,
But
so
nah.
what about everybody else? How is everybody else doing?
Oh, most of them are dead, dude.
What?
Yeah, yeah, most of them are dead. It's
Ah,
just us and Issa, and nobody knows what happened to Don Yi. He's
Don
just like
Yi.
in the drift, my dude.
That's like him. Um, do any of you do you know if any of you have any information on what is like what's causing this?
Uh, I think he had a drop on some info as he looks over to Sarah. Yo, Sari, what's up? You got like, you feeling better? He sits up. This is a Dragonborn. If a Dragonborn could look deathly pale, it would be this paladin. Where's Kanan? Did I forget to drag Kanan over here? Where the
He,
fuck is Kanan?
he fell in the ooze.
Oh, there's Kanan. He was
He
hiding like a
fell,
fucking rogue.
he fell in the ooze.
Aiden is already involved with the ooze in a different way.
Uh, he stares daggers at Kanan and goes, "Ah, so you're infected by the ooze as well."
Aiden just goes,
He forces himself to
"What?
his feet. To
What?"
all of you, he just looks deathly pale. Kanan, he has the same veins on his limbs that you do.
Aiden's gonna look down at his arm and be like, "I didn't. I have not seen the ooze though.
Ah,
But you,
then
we."
the, situ- the situation is far more dire for you then. I am only going to die. Your fate is worse.
Trauma.
Fuck.
Just like to imagine Kanan just straight as fuck.
He's gonna kind of recomposure and go, Can you tell me anything that hasn't already been passed on to me of what
It
is
looks,
happening?
I do not
There is
know
a
what you know.
there's this theory that it has something to do with the crow goddess, and do you just any other information that could be thrown in here. Because we're in the dark. We're tasked with heading up the mountain. And apparently this has something to do with what we need to do.
I was in the Temple of Orin when all this started. The ooze is coming from Orin himself.
I'm sorry. What?
Whatever this is, it is coming from the god Orin. Yet, I feel the Crow Goddess's influence throughout it all. Dude, that is not chill, my guy.
Kanan is going to just kind of like jaw drop, face of fear, turn and look at Marcius and be like, I, and he has no clue what to say at that point. He's just dumbfounded.
But I will say, I have bathed in the flames of Reltaneth. You would know before, well, Marcius would know before this, he is a paladin of Reltaneth and has been since you've known him. And something about my connection to the goddess is keeping me from turning like the others. Although, should I show signs of turning against anyone, I have orders to be beheaded. He seems very resolute about that.
So you are, so the infected turn. They don't die, but they have to be killed if they turn.
It is a fate worse than death. They are corrupted, they lose all sense. They become little more than creatures.
As you say that, Kanan peers back down at his own arm.
And unfortunately, as he casts, just to prove a point, he casts lay on hands on you with the intent of curing disease. This is not something that faith can cure. Him casting that had absolutely no effect on you or himself. Marcius, you are watching one of your childhood heroes practically limping to his own deathbed.
Marcius will turn and look.
Y'all good?
Marcius is going to turn away from his father, who I think would understand what he's doing, and approach and be like, "Is there anything that I can do to aid you, assist you? Anything at all?"
Kill me should I give up.
Kanan mumbles, "Same."
He looks you dead in the eye and says all he wants is should he turn, kill him.
If that is what I must do,
Also,
I will hate to do it.
I love that I have the models here, and because of the way the models look, it looks like you're really fucking eager to shoot him in the face.
If that's what I have to do, I will hate to do it. And I will not like myself too much for a while, but I will understand that it is what you wish and what must be done.
Hey, Marcius, come here for a moment. I got something fucking radical for you.
Yes,
As
father.
your father,
Dude,
uh,
he's
looks
killer, dude.
he looks at you, looks at himself, and says, "Well, I think my career as an archer is pretty under the water, my guy." Uh, as he pulls his bow from his back and hands you his bow, which is like yours, but it's also a +2. You basically get a upgrade to your bow that is a +2 variant of the weapon you're currently using.
Kanan, aren't you worried you're gonna have your own head chopped off? Seeing as this stuff
You're
is
not
running.
in here. You're not in
Oh
here.
no,
Kanan
good.
doesn't hear
I'm
that.
just thinking out loud.
You're not in
Yeah.
here.
You can
Exactly through
take
the
that
stove.
weapon. You can take that bow that Marcius has, Tony, and add a +2 to it, and you can pocket the other one.
Okay.
As
So
your
I will
father's
have to
like, well,
do
I've
that.
got one arm now, so I'm not an archer.
Well, Marcius will turn to his dad and say, "Well, is there anything I can do for you? I don't know if you're concerned about Uso, but Uso came to find me. So Uso is safe. Uso has been healed by one of the other
Yeah.
travelers I'm currently with, so
So cool of them. He got his ass beat by the fucking Yanzi. It was like very not chill. Oh yeah, the Yanzi village is completely fucked.
oh
Completely
god.
corrupto. Absolutely dunzo.
Oh god. So
Speaking as this character hurts.
he'll turn to both of them and be like, "Okay, so there was mention of flame holding back the corruption or something to do with it, the ooze. Do you guys know anything about that?"
They could be referring to Reltoneth's spirit flame.
Yeah.
It is the blue flame that guides travelers into the afterlife. As he sticks his hand near the actual fire behind him, regular flame didn't seem to do much. I forgot to mention
Hey,
this character is a what type of I can't remember what type of Dragonborn he is off the top of my head. I hate not having his actual model, but I ran out of credits. But I suppose we could work with the priestess to get something arranged to help you in your travels. I will go with you, as I cannot return to the village while corrupted. Too dangerous. Man, I could do for like a home cooked meal. I miss my wife. Shit's ass. But honor
um,
demands I stay on the mountain.
Marcius will ask him, "I know it's not fresh and hot, but Mom did prepare us some rations if you'd like to take one. They were made by her, so they're made with her love. I don't know if that would be what you'd like right now."
Oh, that really hit the spot, my guy. Fucking proud of
Mar-
you, dude.
Marcius will give him one of the rations
I'm
given to him by their mother.
proud of you.
He takes it. He's like, man, you're great.
What does he remind me of the turtle on Little Nemo or Finding Nemo?
I don't
They
know.
got the same style of voice.
Because they're surfer dudes.
What was the
Yeah.
name of the other one? Not his dad, the other one?
The paladin,
The
Yeah.
paladin.
Between the car and here, it
Saros
slipped.
Taka.
What?
Saros Taka.
Um, Marcius is going to turn to Saros and be like, um, Saros, I do have a question for you that's not related to the ooze. It's more relating to my Drake. If you're up to answer that for me. I know you've done a lot for me. You've trained me. But can I ask a question of you at this moment?
I mean, there is no harm in it.
So I don't know how well aware you are of the situation between Uthra Takar and I, but
He is a spirited one, yes.
even for being bonded with Uthra Takar, we have a lot of confliction between the two of us. Is am I doing something wrong?
It takes time to develop these bonds, and not all are successful. Uthrad Dakar may not be the Drake that is suited for you, but it is the one that you have. Make the best of a bad situation and earn his respect. He starts coughing up blood, and dude, you need to lay right the fuck back down. You are like totally dying. I apologize. I've pushed myself too far.
You're like,
I'm sorry
as
for
he has
bothering
to
you,
lay
but
back down.
please take as much rest as you can.
Uh, well, it looks like after this mission, Issa's gonna be the captain of the Dragon Bonded. Like fuck she is, you hear from across the room. From Quaylana. That spoiled bitch already has enough of an ego.
I won't
As
say you're wrong there, Quaylon.
I can lead the Dragon Bonded. Nah, you're not ready. I'm older. Yeah, but you're like lower level. Has anybody else not understood a word he said since we've walked in this room?
A word of who? What?
You hear from Tara. Has anyone else not understood a word he said since we've walked in this room?
I feel like
Marcy, so
Tara would be
just look
one of
at
the
Tara.
people that actually did understand him.
Nah.
Marcy, so look at Tara and be like, Tara, I'm sorry. You know my dad's different.
I want to hit him with a hammer. Yeah, I don't want to go round two.
He's gnarly, dude.
I don't know if you
Uh,
understood that, Tara, but he respects your power and abilities. So you may want to hit him with a hammer, but he has a lot of respect for you and does not wish to quarrel with you any longer.
you are like a whole fucking tsunami, can you not? And
He,
we're going to
he
cut away from this room, unless you have more questions.
No, I was just gonna say Marcy looks at Tara and goes, he called you a fuck ton of power to not be fucked with.
Okay, this other group. You approach what seems to be a coral snake with a woman's body on top. Unlike the priestess who is entirely, or the priest who is entirely snake, this woman is a half-blood Yuan-Ti. She is half mortal. I say mortal. She is half non-snake, half snake. She is
Half
looking through
mortal.
multiple
Oh, yay,
books and
another joke.
scrolls. Listen, when all the races are more complicated than human, I typically default to the word mortal.
As
The
soon
Yuan-Ti
as
and elf are mortal races.
Stubble sees her looking through the books, she kind of wanders to the back and starts wandering off.
Okay, you start wandering off, I'm assuming towards the kitchen.
Yep.
Stubble fucks off, leaving Kirill and Ecclesia looking over a woman who is digging through books. Has not noticed your presence yet. Callie, CLV.
I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear Callie.
I haven't heard her speak in a while.
Hi. I'm sorry I keep
Hello.
leave and rejoin. It's just Discord's being a bitch.
Well, on this point, leaving and coming back's not going to be as bad. Oh god, my heater's not on. That explains a lot. I can't run my heater and my microwave at the same time, so I had to turn it off to heat up those shitty hot pockets.
Fair enough.
Just heat up your hot pockets by putting them on the heater.
No, but yes, she has not
That's something
noticed
I'd do.
you. But she is digging through books. It seems like she's got a bit of information. She turns away from, puts the book back, grabs a scroll, and begins to walk over to her desk, which seems to be a desk put down just for her in the middle of this cathedral.
Uh, hello.
Huh? What? Oh, that's right. We have guests. Hello. Do you need something?
Ah. Oh God. Information would be nice. This whole.
Gonna have to be more specific
Yes,
about the information you want. I have much information.
I understand.
She coils up above a cloth as you start to notice there's not a lot of chairs in this place, just lots of cloth on the ground.
Yeah. Uh, I suppose I should be.
Narrow down your subject, and I will give you the info I have.
Yes, I'm trying the
I
best.
cannot give you all information.
I'm trying my best to phrase it as I need. Ah,
Stubbles comes back from the kitchen with a sandwich. This stands next to these two.
I am to understand that one of the best ways for us to deal with the ooze, whatever is corrupting and infecting people, is flame.
That is what they have discovered. I am not allowed to leave the temple and explore it. I wanted to grab a sample to test it, but have been forbidden by the priest. But I've been hunting through the records, and I haven't found anything similar to this from the mountain records. As she looks at the book in front of her, but it does seem there are vague mentions of a corrupting ooze from roughly 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Unfortunately, that was during the Reformation Wars in Genoa. So, well, the first of three. As you hear her just rattling off information that, even with your highborn education, you hit a subject that she is just fucking droning on about.
That's.
How do we obtain the blue light?
Prey on it. I'm looking for practical solutions. Her statement of prey on it was said with absolute just what the fuck ever. As you get the vibe that she's not, while she is a member of this temple, she doesn't seem to be of the show up for mass type.
Yeah.
But
Why
if you
would we
wish
pray
for
on it? What will that do?
Stubble.
Perhaps it will earn you the goddess's favor and you'll be able to do something. I'm kind of low on options. You look at her table, there's everything from books, scrolls, superstition, looks like ritual spells have been cast here.
In a temple?
Yes.
Do you have any spells that work? That
If
would
I
help
did,
us?
I would have opened up with, here's how you fix it.
How about an idea?
That's what I'm trying to find. I've only had 3 days to know this has even been going on.
My apologies.
Can we?
My apologies.
I
I'm
understand.
Silky.
I
I
understand
believe
your
I never
point.
introduced myself. I want to help. I promise you I am not withholding information. As she is being incredibly direct in both manner of speech and her facial expressions.
Mm.
And I truly wish to help. It seems last time there was something like this, the plague was destroyed by finding the creature that was creating it and killing it. Unfortunately, there's no records on what creature created it because people from 2,000 years ago used a language that I do not speak.
Hero, Ecclesia. All of us speak different kinds of languages. What should we? Yeah, what kind of language is it?
Do you decide to look at the book?
Yes.
The paper next to her is covered in translation scribbles and different types of information, but the language specifically in this book. Oh, what I'm looking for my notes is actually gnomish.
Oh.
On a scale of 1 to gnome, how similar is that to dwarvish? Because that's the closest I'd likely have.
Nah, this isn't a comparable translation.
Fair
Gnomish
enough.
to dwarvish.
We still don't have the language thing, do we, from the card?
Nope. That was on the first day. You could try drawing the whole deck, but that would be bad.
Right, and I only speak Elfish and Goblin and something else.
Common.
No, I speak something else too.
Neither Marcy's
Hmm.
or Kanan
Unfortunately.
will be helpful there.
And unfortunately, with my sorcerer spells, comprehend languages isn't one I have access to. I have tried to send for a wizard, but do you know how hard it is to get a letter off a mountain?
Well, if my familiar was here, that would help.
You have your familiar by now, and I don't see how.
You don't think my familiar could take it to find a wizard?
Do you think your familiar is going to make it back in time?
I don't know. When I was on a cloud, it went away and it's back now.
I do wish I could help more, but there's
Could
not
it
much
be
I
worth a
can
try?
do. You may try. Um, she hands you a scroll with a missive. If you know a wizard that you could get to come here, or at least respond with information, I would appreciate it.
So I had to take this scroll and find a wizard. I got to talk and find somebody that knows a wizard.
This is your idea. I'll let you work out the details. I apologize. I am not trying to be curt or rude. I have been researching furiously to try to help everyone. The bag's under her eyes. She looks like she's barely slept in days.
Okay.
Here. She walks over to her scroll pouch. These aren't going to help me in my research, but they might actually help you survive. She pulls out 2 scrolls. Let me pull them up.
Which language did you say this was in?
Gnomish. She pulls up a scroll of Tiny Hut,
Ah,
and she pulls up a scroll of Create Water. And hands them to you. I could easily replicate those with the materials, but these are the last copies I have.
I was
Okay,
Tiny Hut and what else?
Tiny Hut and the spell Create Water at a first level.
Thank you.
But if you know
Tyrell,
anyone who can
Ecclesia.
speak Gnomish, it would help
Kirill takes
greatly.
the scrolls.
Okay.
But
Tyrell, Ecclesia, do you know of any wizards?
the
I
wizards that you would, the wizards that would, that Tyrell would know would probably be out for your blood.
Yeah,
Ugh.
the
And what were
main.
you
Yeah,
saying, Sylvie? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Ecclesia just kind of goes, "What do you mean by wizard?"
Somebody that can translate this scroll
Uh,
that we can send my familiar to so we could get some help.
well,
I'm sure I would have some connections, Joe.
Wizards are my first thought, but anyone who knows to spell comprehend languages would help. Or just someone who speaks Gnomish.
what, would I have any half gnomish siblings?
Luck check.
Alrighty. What would that be? Just a d20?
Just a raw d20.
Alrighty. 6.
The green bottles tend to like bigger races.
Oh, size queens.
We could
Well,
ask Ovar or anybody else in our party, or let's
I,
just run around here and
I
ask
would say
people.
Ecclesia would have, with their ties to the criminal network, probably knows a wizard or two. It's knowing their location for Ecclesia that's the problem. But
That makes sense.
Does Ecclesia have a
I
spell?
just if
No.
Oh,
if you would what
uh,
do paladins get
her.
to spell comprehend languages?
No. Perhaps Meryl knows someone.
Ah, that I do not know who this Meryl is, but it might be something.
And she can
Uh,
contact her through the ring.
yeah, I'm gonna allow me a moment, please. And Kira like steps to the corner and
I I don't know why I just imagined you open up with like the most embarrassing fucking pet name through the ring.
My headphones just died.
Why was that my first thought?
Looks like she's peeing in the corner.
But good thinking.
so yeah, Kira steps into the corner and pulls out the ring and
Why in my head am I fixated on the phrase "Hey, honey bunches"?
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, Kiro, it's wonderful to hear from you. This is not our usual call time. As you hear people talking in the background, it's just like, I apologize. I must step out to take this call. It was simply a meeting of zoning districts.
Oh, that sounds riveting.
Oh, it is the most exciting thing I've done. Oh my God, it is actually the most exciting thing I've done all day. I was saying that as a joke. But
I actually come with a
oh,
strange request. We are currently halfway up the mountain. Well, maybe not exactly. It doesn't matter exactly how far we are. We have found a temple. The people here are stricken with an illness, and from what we can tell, the only chance we have to decipher it, to cure it, or at very least combat it, is hidden in Gnomish. We have
oh,
a Gnomish missive that would, we believe, contain the information needed, and none of us speak Gnomish.
if you would need, if you could give me an hour or so, I could gather a Gnomish translator and you could relay through the rings and do a back and forth translation. It's not the most eloquent of methods, but it's something I could arrange.
It would be the most timely. The other option is, of course, to send a letter, but that's difficult up a mountain, of course.
I will get on that. Let me quickly push these zoning board meetings down the hall, or down the water, I should say, and I will get a hold of a Gnomish translator.
Thank you, thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Just click as you return.
I may have found a solution. It will take an hour from now. We should be able to do it, and then it
Stubble
will
walks over and high fives her.
What, high fives the snake or Kirill? You said
Kiro.
her. Okay. The models do not do this well. I love how Stubble's model only looks tall because they're holding their arms straight up.
Yeah, Stubble only stands 5'2".
Ah, this would be wonderful. Perhaps it will be the breakthrough I need to actually help somebody for the first time in a while. As she
Yes, and
seems
thank
somewhat
you for your
frustrated.
help.
Again, I apologize for my demeanor. This has been a frustrating set of days as I've hunted for information that may or may not exist.
You want me to go get you a sandwich from the kitchen? Maybe
No,
it'll help you think?
I should be stopping this to start cooking dinner soon anyways. Us here, as the temple, considering there's only four of us, often have to take many roles.
Well, if you need help, just holler.
You see immediately she summons Bigby's giant hand. All right, time for my assistant. Let us begin working.
Whoa.
as a gigantic hand appears behind her that's a lot like Mage Hand, but a lot bigger, beefier, and actually good in combat.
Wow.
As that conversation is going, we're going to go to Ovar, who is right next to the priest. Are you there, Ben?
I think he went
Ben.
to sleep.
Yeah, I'm here. I a lot of background noise, so I mute myself occasionally.
Notably,
But
all
yeah,
of
I'm
these
here.
conversations are going on at the same time. Uh,
Yeah.
you do not see the need to seek your compatriots. You are content to look over the doctrine? Or was there something else you needed to ask of me?
I don't know what I would do, and there's enough of us. I don't think we need 3 people to a room.
Ah, understandable. As she stares up at the statue. Are you one who follows the faith of those of Payaka? You are not.
No. My brain was
Very
saying
much
no,
not.
but I was trying to remember if Pyak is the name of the religion and one of the gods, correct?
Yes, he's the primary deity of the Payakan faith, which is the primary faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed
Um,
as you seem to be staring quite intently at Sario.
I'm a worshiper of her sibling. One of her siblings.
Ah, of dark or of dreams does not matter. There is no ill will towards any of the Ouroboros here. As the statue of the
Uh,
angel, which is nothing like you've seen before. Usually, winged deities or winged figures in this context are Payaka or one of his children, but this doesn't look anything like them.
the angel statue in front of.
In front of the giant snake holding spirit flame.
Right. What is. Who does that angel represent?
There was. Do you know the story of the death of Reltaneth? Yeah, that rhymed.
Was that something I would know?
Religion with disadvantage. Not a high
Okay.
DC, but it is a disadvantage roll.
Right. 11.
That passes. You've heard it in passing. The goddess of death was said to have taken her role after she sacrificed to save a lover. That lover's name often changes depending on the myth. But the name Sariel is among them as one of the potential names. So yeah, you have heard the story. Although you do not know which version has the proper name, as you are not part of that faith.
Yes, I've heard it, but I know a name changes depending on who tells it.
The name changes often because those that are struck by the crow goddess are often forgotten by history. Except when Relton. Sorry, I'm speaking so slow. I'm trying to fight hiccups while giving deep lore.
Yeah.
But when Reltaneth was slain by the crow goddess, her memory was kept alive by her lover, one that is known as the Aeon Sariel, should the rumor be believed. It is through her that we even remember the third sister, that people can be guided into an afterlife that isn't just nothing. If this is
No.
all something that you do not believe, I understand. It is quite the jump in conjecture from common faith.
Not just new. I grew up in a church of Tanizet, and so that was the main focus of my faith.
I shouldn't have done that. That made me laugh too hard.
Just a little bit. I just saw your smile.
Well, you could watch the stream and actually see that I'm major model tiny. I made you into a pony horse. But
Oh, I
yes.
haven't. Oh,
Yeah, I've been controlling you guys based on what you're doing this entire time.
yeah. Because I was watching Callie's stream, and then it went away, so I just like stopped pulling up the stream.
Yes. You have been given a rather deep cut of the lore
Nice.
as you
Something new.
latch on to the fact that apparently this goddess was killed by the crow goddess before when she became the goddess of death.
This crow goddess sounds like a real bitch.
And I think Kanan would agree with you.
As she looks you, I keep saying she, and I don't know why. This is a male character. As he looks you dead in the eye and says, "Ah, yes, the one who is infected."
I'm sorry, I know Kanan's not there, but what? Can they just smell the infection?
Oh no, this is the only character other than the other infected that noticed, and there's a reason, and I haven't told you. Does Ophar catch that though?
As he says, yes, the infected.
But does he know that
Um,
she can notice that he can notice it?
You notice me noticing you noticing me.
No, like
Would
did
Ovar
Ovar
actually catch
notice
that? 'Cause that
that?
was so quick.
Yeah, did Ovar notice that while he can't see it, the other guy that just doesn't seem like a god can?
The priest is not a god.
Yeah.
Priest is a priest.
But
Yeah, if he mentions, like, if he did he actually say, yes, the infected, or
yes, that was how he
was
addressed
was
Kanan.
that? Oh, okay. Um, and, you mean like by the same ooze we're here to?
I sense it is similar but not the same.
Um,
As you're sensing this is some cleric juju.
yeah, yeah. My
As the
my
party has
sister would pull weird
nobody
stuff
other
like
than
this.
you. Nobody other than you actively has a religious affiliation. Uh, but yes,
I believe
I,
what you're sensing came would have been what, a few weeks ago.
yeah, at
Timeline
this point it would have
of
been a few weeks ago.
yeah. It happened a few weeks ago. Um,
Mm.
I don't know when this ooze started, if it was before or around that time, or if the events are
Rough.
even related.
I do hope they are not. The crow goddess is not someone I want on this mountain. I will do my best to maintain this shelter.
Why do I have the
But
feeling she's going to come into play on this mountain?
Everyone keeps comparing the infection Canaan by said crow goddess to the infection people are getting by this mysterious ooze.
Boy, to
Weird.
feed Kanan.
But you also got to give information that it's coming from Orin. Does the party, while we're waiting that hour, does the party consolidate to gather all the information they've gathered separately together?
That would probably.
I say we would because
I would
Kanan
think
had
so.
his eye on something in the main room. So
I, I'm dragging all the models.
Looked
I
like it
think
dropped
your
from the
father's
ceiling.
gonna. I'm gonna say your father is probably fucking resting. He did lose an arm. He's nonchalant as shit about it, but he did lose an arm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just an arm, man. Passes out.
To be fair, that is his vibe.
It's just an arm. Passes out due to blood loss.
But yeah, everybody gathers. Selkie's off cooking. Nobody's even bothered introducing themselves to the two acolytes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about
They're
it,
just
but we're busy
acolytes.
doing other things.
But you all gather to consolidate information. Was anything in particular? Did anybody have any ideas or want to come to any conclusions?
I guess Kanan will inform them that he was told the ooze is coming from Orin.
Does Kirill know anything about Orin?
Orin is the second largest faith in the country, and they consider it a prime god in both religions. You know quite a bit about Orin.
Fair enough.
God of justice, often depicted as a bronze dragon or a man in golden armor. Said to be one of the most noble of gods, and apparently Tonazet's chill as fuck with him, considering she asked you to save him.
Fuck you. That's.
So, do we tell them about the scroll and things like that? Our party, we fill them in. On what's going on.
Yeah.
Kirill has to do that.
Apparently there's no mage hand that I can spawn. But yeah. By the way, the priest's just sitting there still. Just kind of turned around. If this is a private meeting, I can move. Otherwise, I will aid you where I can.
I think you're okay.
This
We can
doesn't
use
seem like
all the help
something
we
we
can
need
get.
to. Yeah,
Ah, then maybe I should ask my acolytes to listen in as well.
What's an
Uh,
acolyte?
oh,
they are very
those
welcome.
who serve the
Trainee.
temple. You hear them in the distance arguing with each other. You get the vibe even from a bit that they fucking hate each other. Not you guys. They hate each other.
Can we talk to one at a time?
Uh, I suppose if you do not want them included in this meeting, it's all right. She's just a bitch. Oh, fuck you.
Can we talk to them one at a time?
Hey, but hold on,
Hey,
real fast. Like, what? Can I kind of ask what's going on between you two? Like, is there something specific going on?
oh, he just sucks the dick of the Yuan-Ti and wants us to save those people that literally cast us out. They cast us out because we are half-breeds, and we
Oh,
refuse to listen to what they told us to do. Yeah, fuck them. She
Yeah,
Mar-
fuck
apologies.
'em.
Marcius,
This is a weekly argument between us. She doesn't understand that we did not follow the rules.
Doesn't like drama.
when
Marcius will just kind of pipe up and be like, I can kind of understand where that's coming from.
Are you a half-breed as well, cast out from your people?
No, it's just my
He's a
color isn't
Christian.
exactly a very uh cheered upon color breed of dragon.
He's a lower class because he's red.
Yeah.
As Quaylana just cuts through the fucking coyness of it all.
when you say half breed, do you mean that literally?
Yes, they're the purebloods, which are like our venerated priest. as the priest nods, the full snake, and those half-bloods like us. As you may
What?
notice, as you look at him, his top half is human, her top half is human, but the historian you interacted with had elf ears.
I don't quite
Ooh,
relate to
elf
being
snake.
cast out for it, but I am also mixed race in that way.
I
Kanan
think we're
says,
all
"Oh,
mutts
we."
overall.
I was gonna say Kanan just goes. We're kind of used to being, um, just leaving other places because we know we're not welcome.
Do centaurs technically count as half breeds?
Nope, centaurs are not half-breeds because I refuse to entertain the thought. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And is this a point where Marcius can kind of try and like get them to hate each other less?
You have full agency over Marcius. What you decide to do is your bidding.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you wanted to bide that time for it. So I guess Marcius will approach them to try and like kind of ease their quarrel a little bit.
Yeah, we're not going to get to the mystery part of this episode, anyways. So, but
So as he walks up, he'll say, you know, I understand the not following the rules of your society, and I also understand the not being looked at as properly as they should. You know, they have older traditions, older ways of thinking, and you kind of have to go with it. But you know, you don't have to hate each other because one followed rules, and y'all broke rules, and you all got kicked out or left. It's
uh,
you've got different perspectives on how things work, and it's you two have survived, you two have made it, and you two can make the best of a bad situation. This could be your opportunity to, should things improve with what's going on, you could go back and kind of try to improve the society.
roll persuasion. Persuasion. What does Marcius get on this?
19?
Total?
Yeah, he doesn't have a bonus.
Doesn't fucking matter. I rolled each of them once. I got a 2 and a 1.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Which is why I immediately started laughing. There's like, I'll be your friend for now.
The
For now.
Petty
power of
squabble
friendship.
immediately ended.
The power of 2 and 1s. Ah,
Mm.
yes. I too enjoy the peace. But do you have any information on the Black Ooze? I know you have not left the temple, so it's not likely, but you have also spent more time with our guests than I have. Uh, the Non, which is the female guard, speaks up and just goes, I do know that the one that looks sick keeps talking in his sleep. He keeps
What is he
talking about
saying?
how I will not surrender, I will not abide. Whatever the fuck that means.
He's
And he's
fighting the
also been
corruption.
sleepwalking around the temple at night.
Mind control ooze?
Is he doing anything specific while he's sleepwalking, or is he just sleepwalking?
We guide him back to his room when we see him. He hasn't done anything yet, but we don't trust him. That is not a pleasant way to think about our guests.
Does he
Sir,
kind of go
go on.
does he kind of go towards anything specific? Like, is he always wandering to the same place, or is he always going somewhere different?
We haven't figured out a pattern yet. He just seems to walk around at night as if he's. Have, have you known anyone to sleepwalk? Because we haven't. He just kind of ambles around here right now. but he's usually carrying his arms, which concerns us. That's why we've been sleeping in shifts. We don't both sleep at the same time, just in case.
So the
It
darkness
is
is consuming you. The
Are we
ooze.
staying the night here?
I would suggest so, considering the blizzard outside would likely kill you all.
Marcius is going to offer to stay up with whoever's going to stay on guard because Marcius wants to see what he does when he sleepwalks. He wants to see where he goes.
All right, if you'd wish to join us on patrol, or if you'd like to join me on patrol, I usually take first watch.
And Kanan does have a curiosity since he is also infected, so Kanan will also extend offer to Marcius to join him on that. I don't
It's up to
want
you.
them to have to interact because I'm going to do both,
They
but
don't
it
have to
just
interact.
seems right.
There's 2 guards. You can take shifts with each guard.
Yeah, we'll do that then. One with one guard, one with the other.
Something smells delicious. It seems Selkie has been at work. Let us all enjoy a meal together. Fill your bellies. You have traveled up the mountain. Maybe this will help ease your burdens.
Thank
As
you.
you all as you walk in, and Selkie and her gigantic mage hand have served dinner. There's only one table of chairs, and there's not enough chairs for all of you. As you see the snakes just kind of pull up to the table. And
Should
again, the
Marcius
lack of
oh,
chairs in this place looks very familiar.
should Marcius take food out to Uthra Takar and Uso?
Do you suggest that to the group? I,
I feel like he should at least mention it just out of curiosity because I know it's supposed to be bad outside, but they're out there and they're probably hungry.
That would keep the
Uh,
strength up.
you hear from Quaylana. They'll be fine. They're white drakes in a blizzard. They're likely having a great time. They're probably hunting, to be honest. Those
Okay.
brothers don't get a lot of time to spend together.
Yeah, but you know how I've been with Uthrod. He's always hungry. He always wants to eat. I have to keep him fed. I'm used to worrying about it.
The snake's like, please do not open the doors. We are not warm-blooded, or at least I am not warm-blooded.
They're half snakes. They're cold-blooded.
Yeah, you look at the fact that there's a full snake here and there's a blizzard outside.
In and
And
casts
it would be
create
very
bonfire.
uncomfortable. Or do you just set fire to a random spot?
No, it's just if she's cold or if he's cold, I can make a bonfire for it.
Please do not set fire to the inside of the temple.
You
It
know,
was just an offer.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
Ovar for once. I think Ovar for once being at a table that has a lack of chairs and seeing the snake people just go up to it actually makes him happy.
Yeah,
As
because
he
much
as
like
he just
them, you have an
presses the
unusual
sit.
ass too.
So Stubbles gets on Ovar's back so she can eat too. She got a place to sit.
No, there are actually chairs, just not enough for all of you.
That's okay. I'll give somebody my seat. I'm sitting on Ovar's back. Thank you,
Ovar kicks you
Ovar.
off.
I
You
would
all get to
I'd
enjoy.
prefer if you didn't.
You could also take your food out to the pews. I was trying to say pews and food at the same time.
Use that to the few.
No, the feud's
We
been settled.
Fine, I'll take mine out there as I
moving on.
step on his foot.
Moving on. You all just get to enjoy your dinner, and after dinner, about an hour has passed since you've arrived. And who decides to chill for the fucking phone call? 'Cause I imagine it'd probably be better for just the smarter members of the group because it's going to take more than a short amount of time to telephone a translation.
Yeah, it
Oh,
would probably have to be like one person reading the book out, one person writing down notes of all of the translations.
So should
One
that be
person
Cure All and
sharing titles.
Stubble? We did it earlier.
Well, Carol has to be there because it's their ring, and I don't think they're going to take off their wedding ring for this.
Nope, not happening.
So Stubble's volunteers are help to Cure All.
Kanan and Marcius
But,
kind of have low intelligence, so I'm not going to offer that.
nobody in this party has high intelligence, not even the ones doing this.
Yeah.
Would it be possible?
Stubbles has the highest intelligence.
Would it be
Yep.
possible that Selkie joins us?
it's so weird.
Oh, Selkie's doing this. Like, she's going to be the one
Oh.
reading.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she didn't even leave her desk. As soon as dinner finished, she immediately went to her desk. You get the feeling that this is a very studious historian.
Fair enough.
Is that how that word's pronounced? It's one of those words I've written a billion times but never had to say out loud.
Studious?
Studious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels wrong.
Yeah.
it does.
Studious.
Also, because that staff is spinning, it feels so wrong because it feels like it should just be blowing all these papers fucking everywhere. The others, you get your free reign to mill about the temple, explore the various rooms. You see, that while in the room with all of you, there's normal beds. In the room where, like, the staff sleep, the other acolytes, there's no beds. Beds would be incredibly uncomfortable for snake people. It's all snake hammocks. Snammocks.
Namek.
Love it.
Damn it.
Every time
Even
Harley
if
is posted.
even in a temple full of snake people, Ovar still does one thing weirdly that nobody else does. The snakes have
Lays on the
hammocks,
floor.
other people have beds. Ovar just throws some hay on the ground.
You know what? At this point, I like to imagine that you just have a fucking specific thing in your ring where you're just like, much like Piccolo has clothes beams, you just have pile. No, fuck, I'm letting you cast hay pile from your ring.
Hay pile
Hey,
You keep a certain, you
next
keep
to
a
the.
pile of hay stored in your ring.
I feel like it's
You
just
keep it in a
it's
bale.
literally just a sleeping bag. It's just a sleeping bag stuffed with hay.
Does Ovar eat hay?
That feels like a racist
No.
question.
No, that's a genuine question for me because he's not like the upper half isn't horse.
Oh,
But
is it because hay is for horses?
sort of, but also does like Ovar have like where do the organs stop? Like does he have the digestive tract of a horse? So would he be able to do hay?
I have two.
Or
I have two rib cages.
that doesn't answer
Okay,
the question.
That is a
It's
horrible
like a
thought.
man poops like a horse.
that is because you have the upper
Moving
rib
on.
cage and the lower.
rib
We
cages.
are
Yeah.
moving on from this entire conversation. Um,
Sorry, Harley.
it is a slow
The
process,
anatomy of a centaur.
but you managed to translate the specific book that she's going for. Not the entire book, but enough to get some good information. As did your tail spire crash again?
No. I
Oh,
just
I
moved.
just saw it pop up that you're playing Tailspire.
Oh, I closed something else that was in the background.
But the information you get is that this is an old religious text. And with somebody who actually speaks Gnomish, there's an oddity in this. It has always bothered you since you learned about them, Kiral, that both Reltaneth and the Crow Goddess are simply called God of Death. But she looks at this with the translator and goes, what do you mean a mistranslation? Oh, yeah. The Gnomish word for death and the Gnomish word for the end only have one alliterative syllable off that you say. One sounds like and the other sounds like ah. And those are very different.
Huh. Tonal language.
And that thing you're describing as an effect of the crow goddess doesn't say she's a god of death. It says she's the goddess of the end. That is
Oh,
concerning.
that is way more
Yeah.
terrifying.
That
Like, so
Somebody
much
got
more
their
terrifying.
ass confused when they were translating it from Gnomish to whatever fucking language you're reading it.
Somebody got their
Oh.
ask.
I'm just enjoying that your wedding ring is acting as Gnomish tech support.
Thank
But
you for calling Gnomish text.
So
Thank you. Come again.
from the text, you actually do get information about the ooze. Luckily, she managed to pinpoint a book from the right time, and it says that when a creature is touched by the crow goddess's power, it begins to destroy all around it. It consumes, it rots, and it destroys.
That is
Oh,
terrifying for Kanan.
Yeah, what about our friend Kanan?
Well, I'm assuming he's going to be consumed, rotted, and destroyed.
Can't we fix him?
If I'm, it was
Go on.
it was within his dream that it began, right? It was after he touched the gem, but it began within his dream. It might
Yeah.
be his dreams that rot. That might be why he was stated as being different from the others.
Somebody's spinning.
Oh, that's me this
Wow.
time. Hi.
I was also doing it. But again, every other DM gets a handful of dice and rolls. They're like, oh God, what's the DM doing? I'm doing it. You're like, yeah, ADHD's kicking in. But it seems the only way to get rid of this corruption ooze is to find its source and get rid of it. But it does seem that with Reltaneth's ability to guard and protect those that lead their way into the afterlife, should we manage to procure you some spirit flame, it might protect you from at least the ooze. I doubt it'll do much for your infected friend, but we should talk with the priest and see if they can help you somehow carry the spirit flame. Kirill, I want you to make me a perception check. Roll it with advantage because you have blind sight for magic.
I wonder if we could feed the flame to Kanan and it would cure him.
22.
Even with a 22, behind you, you did not hear them or see them coming, even with your blind sight and senses. As they're just like, I suppose I could try to find a way. They are right next to you. You did
Hayaka
not hear or
beloved,
see
oh
them.
my.
That's the second time.
The spirit flame is the flame of death. I suppose I could see what I could do about procuring some for your travels. Another perception check from Kirill. This one at disadvantage because it's something that requires sight.
Drop my die on the floor. Let me find another one. Uh, 16.
You don't notice anything.
Fuck yeah.
I will work on that as the night flows. It, I, as they're just like, hey, do you still need Gnomish translators? Uh, Thank you for your services. You've given us a great deal of information. Cool. Uh, Future husband of the person. The magistrate.
That would be
Should
me.
you ever need Noma's translators, call 1-800-NOMA's translators. Station in Adavancia at 555-28 Westbrook Lane.
I don't have signal at the mountain, I'm sorry.
Don't advertise over my ring to my beloved. How dare you? Yes, I'm going to
You
still
have to
pay your
think for
fee.
that.
I'm not that type of person. You provided a service. I'm going to go argue contracts for a moment, love. I will speak with you tonight.
Goodbye.
Well, with with the words I've figured out and the words that have been translated by that very shisty salesman, I will see if I can find any more information. As it stands, it is getting late, and you should all rest. You'll need your strength.
I appreciate it.
Do you all shift from there?
Yep.
Kanan, should
All
you
right,
check on
fine.
your daddy again?
That's Marcius.
Should you check on your daddy again to make sure he's still breathing?
He's probably
Before
asleep.
Well, make sure he's still
So
breathing.
here's what
Being
we're going to
tended
do,
to.
because this will be the last thing in this particular session. Uh, those that have volunteered to patrol, they do them in shifts. They don't sleep at the same time. So the person who is going with Fellis is actually, as we decided, because that's how we paired up, going to be Marcius. Everyone else, there is a room for everyone to rest. And I assume Ovar just shot like a hay pile in the middle of the room,
Like in a
right?
room, yeah. Not like in
There's
the
only
main.
one extra room. There's only one extra room, and you grew up
Um,
around temples. It'd be a little rude to fire it in the main room. So I will give
yeah,
you the
I'll
choice. Do you fire it in the staff room, or do you fire it in the guest room?
I once again hand clear all my ring and disappear for the night.
I'm gonna just set you outside rather than deleting your model. I need to put everybody in their proper positions
I just noticed
because
Ovar
something
is
is about to
glowing.
start.
Call that Glovar.
Oh, I need to turn
Glove.
torch on for all of you. So we're about to shift to the nighttime version of this map.
Ooh, spooky.
Spooky.
Joe goes, switch maps entirely.
That's
We're gonna
awesome.
what? Yeah,
Oh wow,
so
that
at
is really
nighttime, this
spooky.
temple is actually. Let me pull up the stream. Let's see how pretty it is.
I actually worked hard to make sure the stream is very visible at night.
That
I do
means
need to
that's
turn
gonna glow
torch
as
on.
well.
I need to make all the people glow. I don't know why one isn't popping up for them. Why am I not getting the torch option? Oh, because I have multiple selected, that's why. You are just patrolling with Fellas. You're bonding together. You're actually Fellas reminds you a lot of Issa, in that he talks about the rules a lot, but the more you talk to him, the more you realize he is willing to bend them. He's just a little bitter about the fact that he was
Hey, was that a
banished.
bear rug in there? That's cool.
Uh, but you are patrolling in the early parts of the evening. Everyone is resting. I also love how everyone is resting, but this room looks like a fucking party because everybody's up. With everybody resting, I need specifically Marcius to make a perception check. Does Marcius have dark vision?
No.
Then with disadvantage.
$17.
You don't see shit.
Didn't think so.
You're patrolling. Kirol specifically, I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage
Okay.
because you are asleep.
18.
With an 18, you are asleep, but your senses seem to kick into place. Something feels wrong as you hear a sound, your eyes shoot open, and something darts out of the room. All you catch is a vaguely snake shape. And right next to where your head was is a dagger in your bed frame.
What the fuck?
Okay then. Oh
Eh,
boy.
And with that, we are going to end the session
What?
as there is a dagger next to Kirill's bed.